You're alive, they say. That's an assumption you're making about the state of my respiratory system, my circulatory system, my vasculars, and my calciums. No one's here to hear me say this. This is specifically for you, Archive. If it even catches all of that stuff I just said. Who knows? While I wait for people, I'm gonna sleeve up some cards. It's what we do. I should, actually before I sleeve up cards, I should probably push those buttons to share to Twitter what I'm doing. I wonder if that'll catch it. I said I paused to go and tweet that, then I came back and said what I'm doing. I'm curious how the archive will... I'm not even going to remember this by the time the archive comes out, but that's not what's important. What's important is good card sleeve... I ripped the top off the bag. Whoops. Good card sleeving practices. That's what we're going to be doing here for a sec. Whilst we wait for folks, hopefully we get a good core 6 to 10 folks. We're just... Hello, Wookie Mart. How you doing? I got my promos, so I'm going to sleeve my promos. Double sleeve, of course. We do things with motif around here. We do things with gusto and with gall. Hello, Trace Elibarger. Hello there, Graham Slayer's Shoop. I am double sleeving. Yes, I am a monster, but I know I'm a monster. That's really the important thing. Oh, I gotta squeeze the air out of this now. Yeah. Archive safe. Hello, Sandra Portella. Welcome to our little stream here. There's 7 of you and a like already, and it's only been 1 minute and 50 seconds. That's 5-0. It's a new record. I think. I never actually, I'm lying. I don't know if there's a record. I've never looked. But I assume that we're trendsetters here. I'm off camera squeezing the air out of these things. It's a humid day today, and I'm glad that it's less humid over here in the living room filming area than over in my computer room bedroom. That is a bummer over there. All the humidity is up here, and everything air conditioned is down here, and my head is around here when I'm standing. Trace, you're going to review Earthrise. Do it. Do all of it. Fondling cards so hard the table shakes. Yeah, I mean, I guess it'll happen. I always forget that you guys can see the table shaking. Oh, the backdrop's getting kind of rickety creaky there. Ooh. Anyway, I've sleeved my 2 little ones here. I got a box of Titan Masters Attack from 3 Kingdoms games, and they had the promos, including Perceptor and Convex. So this chapter is now, the circle is closed on the promos for me once again. Thank goodness. My FOMO completionism was flared up like a Dilipidon looking at Newman in Jurassic theme the movie. I still need to sleeve these tall cards. So the goal for today is to Hello, Luke! Hello, Luke Moy. Goal for today is to casually bust through my booster box. Not going to talk about every card, but I did bring my cards because I'm missing a few. So I'm going to try to keep up and talk about the ones I didn't pull last time. Emmanuel Marin, Bumblebee is like, paint me like one of your French girls. I mean, you should paint everyone, really. I know everything about airplanes. I'm an aeronautics expert. I have a podcast coming out in the next couple weeks, all about how I'm an aeronautics expert. Hello, Dana Howell. Welcome to the stream chat. If any of y'all think that painting miniatures is interesting, FYI, you should go check out Dana Howell's YouTube channel. She got the most aesthetic painting info vids out there on the platform. Ain't nothing I'd rather bootleg to real media to play on a 1999 laptop. That made sense in my head. Don't judge me. I just like to bring up real media because no one brings it up anymore. I'm trying to keep the dream alive. So I am, of course, double sleeving my biggins. That's how we do. Checks out. Excellent. Tidal Wave is something I'm hyped to run at some point. It's weird to say I'm hyped to run the cards when also, there's not going to be face-to-face in-person card gaming for months from now. But I'm getting closer to feeling like I can dive onto that octagon thing and into the webcam thing. I just got to get the... what's their channel? Their channel is YouTube, search bar, Dana Howell, DANAHOWL. I realize that I tend to think of people more by what I search for than their actual channel names, but I think I'm mostly on target there. Wave sign. We all know helicopters aren't real, so Aaron's credentials are suspect. Well, Aaron does know a thing or two about winglets. Logos minor, lightning collection. You got Draken? Because, like, everything related to Shattered Grid, right, are the Amazon pre-orders that eventually don't come through for me. Like, I'm waiting on Ranger Slayer now, and I never got Draken. It's a bummer. Which wave is the booster box from? Wave 5, newest wave. Grimlockamus, yeah, I got my promo boats. Aaron says he knows about winglets. Well, now, Also, yes, Aaron does have moderator powers, so technically whatever he says about airplanes is correct right now. I mean, we're all winking and nodding, and we know. Oh, Howl, I thought all. Yeah, it's Howl, as in, I'm trying to think of the last time I've actually engaged with the verb. I think it would be, I kind of groaned when I went to Emerge the other weekend. Yes, it's in Howl Moving Castle. It's one of my favorite YouTube creators as well. Good old Howl Moving Castle. They do a lot of good videos about general fantasy. I'm making that part up. I just want to sleeve up my tidal wave so I can put these promos well in behind me until I actually play them. I'm friggin' hyped to play some Perceptor. Look at this friggin' Magic the Gathering nonsense Perceptor gets up to. It makes me excited. I know people have done it. I don't care. I didn't go look. I want to run this with Nemesis Prime and make my deck be tiny so Nemesis Prime can get tall. Also, I do kind of wish Dan Arnold's name... Like, this is the one the Energon Invitational winner got to design, or co-design. I wish this part was not so fadey, because it's really hard to see. And I get it. It's not game text. But I kind of wish this wasn't, like, so... Like, it's real easy to, like, not even notice this. And I don't know. Someone won and helped design this. And I think they should get, you know, louder credits on yonder card. 2 more sleeves, and then we're done sleeving for a little bit. I have my Wave 5 little cards and all my character cards in a couple binders on the floor next to me, so that I can check stuff as we go if I think I haven't seen something before. I am still hoping for a super rare pull on Night Racer, because she needs to team up with my Shockwave so I can make people not want to play against my Shockwave deck. Oh, we're almost done. We're almost done. Yeah, I just keep things on the floor. It's how it go. My living room's a mess still. I heard a great phrase, which is, what was it? My big messy depression hovel. And I'm like, that kind of accurately explains the current state of my living room. I need to clean it up. I also want to clean it up because I want to make my living room fit for physical tabletop game streaming. That's the dream. Because with that comes the whole dream of playing tabletop games into my living room and not, you know, crammed into smaller spaces. But I have like a year and a half of detritus built up, and the last 7 months have made it real hard to feel motivated to do things in my case, which is frustrating, and I'm getting through that because we're streaming right now, and I got my promos sleeved up, so friggin' I'ma tear down those walls of my mess and replace them with kind of more mess, but that's besides the point. Hey, thumbs up. Prin Plup 15, is the game worth getting into? Tempted to just start collecting for the art alone. I would say yes and no. There is a lot of this game you can collect without having to spend lots of money. There are a handful of rare cards that could be tricky to get a hold of, but they are generally character cards, and they are usually now more so ones whose art is often like box art from toy packaging, off the top of my head at least. Actually, no, that's not the case anymore with this wave. There are some cards that are very hard to get, but a majority of the cards are very easy to get. So if you're okay not, like, having 100% and just, like, grabbing stuff you think looks cool, I say go for it. For instance, if you're a Tidal Wave fan, if you're part of the elite who loves them some Tidal Wave, this is something you can get from a local gaming store that's a WPN store. You just tell them, hey, you should have the option to order in promos for Transformers, and then they should be able to give this to you with the purchase of some product. Unless you're good friends with the store and, like, they'll just hand it to you, you know? That can happen too, but I don't want to, like, tell everyone, go and ask your friendly local gaming store for free things, because you know who's not having a good time in the current pandemic state of things. Am I not supposed to say pandemic? I can't remember. Someone said that algorithms you if you start saying words like pandemic and COVID-19 and Black Lives Matter and trans rights are human rights and etc. Like, the algorithm goes like, ooh. So I guess we're testing that with this stream. I'm gonna get this open and into store display mode. It's like a transformer. Okay, so I'm not gonna blast through reading every single card again, because I did that last time, but if I see ones I don't recognize, there's also the question. Yo, Trini, keep it together, There's also the question. Column A or column B? Which one do I start with? You have 20 seconds to tell me. As of when I said 20 seconds. That might actually be slightly lagged. B. Good lord. Little B. I'm counting that as B. 3 seconds. 2, 1, 0. B movie. That settles it. We are popping open column B first. I just watched a kind of a... I'm going to call it a B movie. For a podcast we're going to record. I wasn't editing. It's a podcast I was guesting on. But it's been bumped for, I had to bump to accommodate some hosts. But I watched the movie Life Force. That was a B-ass movie. I watched that last night. Life Force, a.k.a. The Space Vampires. The Plague. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's right, Grandma. Change your answer. Who's our first character card going to be? Wingspan. Are you the super rare one? No, you're the common one. Okay, I was about to say. Ooh, I forgot if I got Megatron's Stratagem last time or not. But I'm not going to check that right away. I'm also going to get... I got a little recycle bag hanging next to me this time, so that we can just nip this in the bud and have all them plastics get into the tree-saving bag that I just trust the city of Toronto to recycle. Ah! Whoo! Let's rip these battle cards open and see what we got. Megatron's Stratagem, by the way. I don't know if I talked about this last time. I think I did. It's revenge. That's his bonus strategy, is he goes in deciding to get revenge. So yeah, his bold goes up as he gets more and more damaged. I like the idea of this. I feel like in the game this is like... I feel like this is a lot harder to guarantee than it might seem. Because someone might go, oh, if I hurt that guy but don't kill him, he gets threatening, so what if I just blow all my attack buffs right now and kill him? And then the person playing him is like, hey, wait a second. You weren't supposed to do that. I bumped the cable that's plugged into my phone. Pardon me. Brass Knucks. I know I got all the commons. Handheld Blaster, still good art. Disassemble. Hand-to-hand Combat is an uncommon. I'm going to make my piles here. Commons. I'm going to do these right here underneath the phone. Uncommons are Last Stand of a Wrecker. I think I made that gag last time. And Hand-to-hand Combat. Regenerative Core. Yeah, I got like 4 copies of this last time. I do collect 6 copies of every battle card because I'm a double play setter. I'm one of them scum. So, you know, be aware. So no super rares so far. I keep missing chat because it disappears on the phone interface. Zimman2, been meaning to watch Life Force for a while. I like sci-fi vampires and I like Tobe Hoopers. So, Zimman, what I'll say about Life Force, I'm not going to tell you like what the movie is. It's old, it's from 1985, but you're going to watch it. Life Force has some bits that I think are really good, and I wish Life Force had settled down a little bit to not do all those bits. I peeked at the card, guys. Yo, everyone. What card do you think this is? I'm going to tell you right now, it's a super rare. So what super rare do you think I got? Because I just accidentally peeked the name while I was taking the wrapper off. What super rare do you think this is? I'm going to give it, let's say, 10 seconds from now. If you don't know what the super rares are, then I don't. Just guess. It's more fun that way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the one I wanted. It's Night Racer. I'm hype. This is the one I was really hoping for. So Night Racer, right? The gunner is a car. When you have a face down or face up secret action, all of your characters have tough 1 as long as she's in car mode. 3-11-2, 4-1 in robot mode. When she's in bot mode, she's ranged in both modes. While you have a face down or face up secret action, everyone gets bold 1. Oh, it's Toby Hooper. Okay. Izum, I think I pulled her Stratagem in the first box, but I can't remember. My Stratagem, by the way, is Bike Gang, which I think I pulled last time. And this is one of the 2 retro Stratagems. It's kind of a bummer because I don't think it really helps all that much. Streamlag would be a pretty good Transformers name. Night Racer is the super rare I really wanted because I want to run her with Major Shockwave, who's all about them secret actions, just so I have like a secret action engine going. Also, Night Racer, one of the still, not super common female Transformers characters. She is from like 1994 when Raksha ran the one BotCon, and she's since kind of stuck around in canon. She's getting sleeved up immediately, FYI. I take care of Night Racer. RG1 Studios got Night Racer, but traded her off for Pounce. _. Kind of feeling it. Izum got very lucky with the first box. Got all of Sky Shadow's parts and his Stratagem. That is actually, I think, really lucky. I think I've only got 1 Sky Shadow part. Like, that's it. I don't think I got his Stratagem or his Headmaster. Sorry, his Titan Master. TK421, I'm this close to buying 3-0 Bumblebee Movie DLX Optimus Prime. Push me over the edge. If you like really cool robot action figures, I think it's a very cool robot action figure. It's very stonkin' heavy, tight. I don't know if you have experience with robot action figures, so it's hard for me to just say, like, yeah, you should do it. But, like, if you dig that stuff, I think the 3A DLX stuff is, like, some pretty high tier in that realm, and also high tier for a lower cost than that stuff usually costs. I'll always say it's very Chemical Attack Team tier without the $300 to $400 price point that comes with that. Oh man, Peacemaker 2448, I caught it. You're doing a list for the Soda Pop Discord. Just did a missing figures from Chronicle list and a Shoto versus XO figure list. Yeah, I keep all of those like separate so that whenever I do video them, I can compare them and then finally mix them all together. It's like a multi-year long thing I said I'm going to do next week now. Blackhawk hype for the next Shoto wave. Yeah, Troop Builders. John Hanford, good start now for some of that TCG Finance, Belligerence, and End Hostilities playsets. I think I got 2 of each of those in my first box, so I'm like sitting pretty here. Oh yeah, Emmanuel Marin. Yeah, she's Night Racer is not a filler name. She was invented by Raksha as the exclusive for BotCon. Sorry, not 94. I think it's 95. It was one of the original ones. And since, as I said, has kind of just stuck around. She seems to be one of the more valuable super rares, so if we do get into the TCG Finance that should not exist, then, like, hey, we're making... That covered most of the box. Ryder Soto week when? Oh, man. Have I done my rant lately about all the Soto Exade footage I shot and started doing that for build, and then I stopped myself because I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to use all this footage. So after build, I stopped filming putting all the stickers on because it was making putting the stickers on suck. Laser Scalpel, Hit and Run, and Mission Briefing are the commons, by the way. Temporal Quagmire and The Last Stand are the uncommons. I remember saying Quagmire multiple times last time. And oh, hey, speaking of finance, second rare, my third copy, Belligerence. Got my playset. I'm belligerent. I'm belligerent on the card and the putting it in the rare pile. Okay, Aaron confirms BotCon 95. Zimman 2, speaking of candy toys from Bandai, I ordered some Choto Ultraman stuff from Manarake, and a decently priced LG Jetfire. Nice deal. Adam Mitolinski, you got 2 SS leaders for sweet discount this week. May have to watch the stream on archive because time zone difference. Thanks for the retweet. Yeah, no worries. I always do these assuming that most people are going to end up seeing it later if they do tend to watch it. Y'all who are here right now, I just consider to be the fancy crowd. So we're the ones with the stovetop hats and the monocle pipes and the pork pie earrings. We're the ones who are like here and being fancy. We're here for the moment. Optimus Prime. Wait, did I? Oh, okay. This is one for the records. Check it. I got Optimus Prime and I got Apex in the same booster. That's actually, I have them already. They're uncommons. They're not like hard to get, but getting them both in the same pack is pretty rare. So this is a 2-pack turbo pack for those of you who make the lists. I know no one does. I just like to pretend. This is one to remember. Even though I'm not sure you necessarily do run like Apex with Optimus. That's the one thing about Titan Master's Attack that still seems like on the meta level, the one thing that like I have to thematically get over is that it's way more interesting to not run the matching heads with the bodies. But then, like, usually I'm fine messing with theme. This is the one part where I'm like, oh man, running Apex with Optimus is, like, less interesting than running some other noggin up there. Like, I don't know, Arcana with Optimus. I also like how much bigger that is. Anyway, Optimus Prime, Transformers character, don't know if you know that. But it's true. Hashtag fancy crowd, for sure. How are Rexodus wants to know how 3D printed third-party Transformers are these days. I haven't kept up. I have not kept up. I know that it's still coming out, but I have not kept up in a little bit. In what you might call a hot second, I have not kept up. I'm just shredding some of that Booster packaging. Oh yeah, Izum. I think even buying 2 boxes should be the absolute ceiling right now, unless you're like, you know, you were gonna buy 6 anyway. Because yeah, it's hard to play in person, and like with a set that's this much smaller, with like 64 battle cards and like 6 super rares, I think that you're better off like getting 1, maybe 2 boxes, and then count what you got from there. If you have a player community, I think you're good. If you don't, but you're in the States, you've got TCG player available, laser scalpel, grav inhibitor, and lock on target. Otherwise, yeah, like right now, we're in a situation where unless you're very fortunate, you probably aren't getting to play this in person with people. Like you gotta hang on for a little bit, I think, just to be responsible. Speaking of someone who's not being responsible on a full human level with finances, but specifically with one trading card game. Magnetic Dysfunction Ray. I don't remember if I got this. I'm going to check the binder. That's right. Zippers. I have 2 copies of it. Alright, I talked about it before. Who all here is a fan of zippers? I think they're cool. Emergency repair patch, that's also cool. Reflect damage. I'm going to check those last 2. I'm getting into the cards now where I'm like, huh. Yeah, I knew I got the emerge patch, but what about reflect damage? Oh, no, I got that one. Right? Do I? Wait. No. Wait, no, that's number 47. No, I got 1. Okay. Alright, we good. We good. We good. Zippers, the teeth of clothing. Correct me. Playing Arcana is like playing with big head mode cheats enabled, says John Haddonford. I agree. Zimman pork pie sounds like a delicious concoction rather than the style of fashion. I mean, it can be both. Graham, you're allowed to be financially irresponsible, I think, right now for about a week. We got people saying zippers. I like this. Grim Alchemist, I haven't kept up with the TCG. This set's all new to you. Would you say it's worth a box buy? I would. You get Fort Max in a box. If you buy from a local gaming store, they should be able to hook you up with the promos, at least these. Perceptor, I think, should now be more out in the wild. Like, Perceptor short-shipped initially. But, basically, these are the promos for the launch. These are the promos for buying a box. If your LGS is playing by the rules, buying a box should get you all of this and a Fort Max. You'll probably get a super rare. As far as I know, the collation has not been like a nightmare. It's just weird because the small non-battle card is now a mix of Titan Masters and Stratagems, and there's like rarities inside these, so it's a little bit odd. Some of these have been, I think, harder to find than one might think. But I think a box buy on this one is totally fine, odds-wise. Like, with trading cards, there's always a chance a box buy goes bad. I think that's just, you know, an inherent part of it, which is why I don't argue with anyone who's like, I wish it was an LCG, because, yeah. Zimman says, a Google search reveals that pork pie is actually good as well. A literal pie made of pork. I am hungry. Yeah. Pork pie sounds like my kind of thing, because I like pies and porks. I also like bludgeon. Hey, here we go. Sky Shadow Sync, the most anime thing this game has done. I'm a step closer. I don't think I had this, so that's good news. Bludgeon I know I had, he's a common, but Bludgeon looks cool, so I'll just add him to the pile. Let's see. Adam Middlelunsky. Waveside need those box toppers. I hope you got a store that can hook you up. If not, I'm sure eventually the player base will be able to. It sounds like folks have been catching up on that stuff store-wise. Adam Middlelunsky, where you're from, pork pie and a pint of milk is a favored snack. It sounds comfort food. Izim, have I seen the 3-0 DLX Siege Optimus? I did. I think it looks like a really good figure. I'm not gonna tell anyone that they should probably go and buy it, because it's weird, and I'm really sure that that was something initiated by the Hasbro licensor rep, rather than 3-0 themselves. But it looks like a good, like, you can see the DLX qualities in it. It's got good interlink articulation going on. I like that the stupid little peg is on the shoulder, and I like that the 5mm port on the exhaust port has, like, shutters in it now. So it looks like, in a vacuum, it's a good toy. But, like, conceptually, it is bewildering. So, like, I'm not going to tell anyone, like, I think you should consider this. But, like, I do think it looks pretty good for what it is. It comes up at the end of the next WTF or TFW episode, actually. The very end. Yo, Hoopla! Hoopla, Hoopla. Check it. I got her. I won. J like Clockwork. I did not see that Snapdragon has appeared at retail. That is cool to hear. Because that's not Wave 2, right? That's like Wave 3, or is that Wave 2? I can't even remember anymore. I can't remember. Yeah, Zimman, I believe it is meant to tie into the Netflix show. The Netflix show that is using the CAD models of the toys as the models in the show. So this is a high-end figure of a CG model from a show that is using as its basis, in its entirety, the CAD model of a toy that already exists. So it's a toy of a model of a toy from a show about toys. But a high-end model. Figure, not model. It is a high-end figure of a CG model from a show about toys that use the toy as the model in the show. So I got Hold the Line, Decoy Flares, and Hit and Run as my commons. Oh, hey, April, how's it going? You're out of the... Wait, Hoops, you're out of the insert cards? Does that mean I should be selling you some? Uncommons are Conversion Expertise, the Rider Kick card. I'm digging it, as always. And one of our preview cards, Hollow Matter Projector, for that moment when I thought maybe Skyrain was in this wave. Because that's Hound. And Nitro Booster, I think I had like 1 or 2 of these. I'm happy to get some more car cards, because you know what? I never run cars. I'm always feeling guilty about it, and I'm going to stop feeling guilty, because I just want to play my game. So I'm holding on to this for some Piercy cars. I haven't thought through any deck ideas, nor have I looked into the meta very much, I fully admit, because I don't want to, like, read a ton about what people are doing without getting to play regularly myself. I want to have some little moments of discovery. Yeah, Izim, like, if 3-0 keeps getting contacted and set up to, like, do licensed figures of the War for Cybertron trilogy Netflix cartoon that is using the toys as the models, that's gonna be real weird. Yeah, April, it's nearly 80% humidity here. Thankfully, my living room the air conditioning in here is moving stuff around better than over in my computer bedroom. Over there, it's real sticky up near the head level when you stand up. Wars Man X, Sports Car wow, talking. Sports Car Patrol and Night Racer, Blue and Black Nitro Boosters is good fun. Ooh, that sound... I want to use a Sports Car Patrol. I also want to use Quake. I pulled him before because he's an uncommon, but I heard Quake was breaking things. And I got... Yo, I got Kreb. Y'all got some of this Kreb? I got some Kreb. Yo, who needs some Kreb? I got some... This Kreb is fire. Alright? I know y'all got some of that, like, skunk Kreb. From I know it's been hard during the, but I got some hard Kreb. All right, this is cut. This is like 90% Kreb. It's none of that 3% Kreb. This is 90% Kreb. Y'all want some of that +2 health? Get you some Kreb in ya. Went to Tokyo Smoke and got some Kreb. I think you should go to Tokyo Smoke and just go like, y'all got that Kreb, and then see how long you can keep that conversation going. Transmet, Kreb is the name for, I think this is Horrible's headmaster. I just like saying Kreb. I think it's a good word. I might have missed a few in the chat. I apologize. Blackhawk Omega, anything I personally want to see in TF Red? Well, if Knockout is really in Red, I don't know anymore. I guess Omega Supreme. Unironically. Ooh, Scorp X7 played Sealed yesterday. Brave, Quake, and Wingspan was a horrible team. I've had some pretty horrible Sealed teams. They're fun, though. I want to make some cube for this game, because the bad Sealed, when both of you have it, makes for memories. Kreb is becoming a new favorite ones. He's a 1-star? Holy crap, he has 2 health for 1 star? I'd do it. That's incredible. Yes, John Hanford. Grim Lockemus, 9 out of 10 doctors agree Kreb does a body good. Jail like Clockwork, nothing was funnier than people being like, Kingdom might not mean Beast Wars, and the poster might be fake, and then Netflix was like, actually... I mean, if that poster was fake, then someone did a lot of work. So I don't think it's fake. I don't think anyone thinks it's fake, let's be honest. Thoughts on Beast Wars coming, most likely Wave 6-7. I think Wave 6-7 would be where Earthrise would be. I'd say if we're doing Kingdom in the card game, since Kingdom is probably not out till like next year anyway, probably more like Wave 8-9. We're just assuming there's going to be Wave 8-9. I think that's where Kingdom would fit in. Yeah, Griffman, if they're doing Knockout, they got to do Breakdown. For the bigger price point, let's get Red Breakdown. Nautica would be great in Red. Armada Starscream would be great in Red. Nautica would be fit. The DJD are perfect for Transformers Red. For those who don't know, Transformers Red is basically Black Series Star Wars, Marvel Legends, Power Rangers Lightning Collection, but Transformers. It's 6-inch tall robot mode Transformer action figures. They look really nice. Yeah, Izum, I think Wave 6 and 7 would be where Earthrise is if they do it as a double wave. That's my guess. Good Arachnid in Red. Yeah, Spiked Bracelet, Blade Flurry, and Hit and Run are our commons, by the way. Hand-to-hand combat again, and Junk Cannon are the uncommons. I think I had Junk Cannon before. Yeah, I remember this. And Counter Espionage, I also remember. This is name and action, look at your opponent's hand, and every face-down secret action. This is if someone has a secret action that's been wrecking your day. So you're like, stop it. Emmanuel, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. A lot of stuff got revealed in the last, like, 3 weeks, and I think it's completely feasible to have just missed some of it. Because it's also not all at, like, a big trade show, either. Hoops says, Chris, whomst do you most want in the next Cyberverse Deluxe? With Windblade! For crying out loud! Can we just assume Windblade and they come up with someone else? Because, like, what with her being literally the other main character of the show for most of the show, she probably should be in a Deluxe wave. Transmech, did I pre-order God Neptune? No, but I do not pre-order a lot of Transformers in general, so it's not really a statement. Just Jack, how's that Bumblebee? I just reviewed this guy. This is the premium Bumblebee. I like him a lot. He is very expensive. He is 420 American dollars. So be responsible. But I think that he fills out that price point well for the context of high-end 14-inch tall robot action figures with lots of interlinked features and electronics. That doesn't mean, I think, like, oh, everyone go buy one. The DLX Bumblebee does about 80% of this for much lower cost and also more pocketable height. DLX is just not right nearby right now. I should put him in the shot. Yeah, April, if Windblade doesn't happen in the Cyberverse Deluxe, it's like, I'm gonna go, I think the way I put it was, I'm gonna be very angry for a whole minute. Like, actual angry. I might even, like, go push a box over. I don't know. And then I'll get over it, because I don't have any say in it. But it would be so disappointing. Like, good lord. Yeah, robot enhanced design is what the red means. Oh, QI 1994, if you gotta sleep, sleep, don't worry, I put up the archive, always. I don't hide the archives, unless, like, I don't know, if like, a team of racists burst in through my ceiling and start shrieking, then I probably would cut the archive. But I doubt that'll happen, because, I just don't think it's possible. I'm gonna challenge fate by saying that. I don't think it's possible. D20 Live! Hello! Yes, I am your Silver Ranger. I forgot the voice I did. I don't know if you could hear the 15 voices happen at the same time there, but it's true. Is there a mansion in B's furniture? Because he could fit most large doll furniture. I think... Oh, you mean like the big dolls. Maybe. Maybe. I need to keep opening these. Quake! I was trying to talk nice about you, and here you go duping within the first, like... What? 6 packs. You're duping on me, Quake. Quake, y'all, Quake duped on me? Y'all ever get duped on by Quake? I hate getting duped on by Quake. At least I got Doom Shot here to make me feel better. That's just a good name. Good old Doom Shot. By the way, yes, if you haven't watched Transformers Cyberverse and you like Transformers, I highly recommend it because I think it is a very good Transformers cartoon. If you're one of the folks who's always said, I want them to do G1 again, but better, with modern animation and also more fan references and no humans, then that's literally Cyberverse. And also, it's 10-minute episodes. It doesn't take long, and they're good. That show is like is writing a book on how to do 10-minute episodes that feel like as satisfying as 20-minute episodes. I gotta scroll back a little bit. Oh crap. John Hanford, so is it Dupe, Quake, and Aftershock? Good. You know, yes, I got Aftershocked as well, and duped on. Aaron got duped on multiple times, never feels good. You know who gets oh, no, April! You know who hates getting duped on by Quake? Rubble. That is what that quote was that made me say, oh no. Oh, D20 Live, that is, among others, my friend Mike. That's where, you should go check out the YouTube channel. It's D20 Live. They do, live-streamed tabletop roleplay sessions. I've been in a few, and they're very fun. I get to be loud and stupid, and it's in the rules of the game. And Big Mike is a very good, GM who can, like, accommodate a player like me. I know there are GMs who probably could not accommodate a player like me. So that is a testament to Mike's skill. Both making me feel welcome, and as far as I can tell, not being driven insane by me. I am speaking on Mike's behalf there. Quake is such a duper, says Zimman. Yeah, that's true. I'm not a bard. I'm never a bard. Hold the line, laser scalpel grab inhibitor, by the way, are our commons. Yo, Cameron, Arbitrary Hero. We're just doing some chill. I call this a chill booster shredding. I'm sure if you're listening to this, I don't sound chill, but, like, this is just how I chill. Oh, Mike said I'm a great guest. Oh, lucky dodge. That's what I just had. That could have gone worse. April, talked to May Cat about writing Cyberverse in her interview. She can testify how much work it was to make this 10-minute F's work. Yeah, April, Kebuceratops is doing some really good interviews on the TF Wiki community page. They've got one up with May Cat, which I read and is really good. The folks who worked on Cyberverse are friggin' Transformers fans. It's a good show. Please watch it. Am I playing Command Droids at Gen Con Online next week? Short answer, probably not. But let me give context. I didn't know Command Droids was at Gen Con Online. I also didn't know there was a thing called Gen Con Online, and I didn't know it was next week. Is it August? It's not August next week. No. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's still July next week. Do you mind if I link the interview? No, go ahead. If it doesn't show up in the chat, that's like a YouTube thing. If it doesn't show up in the chat, then like post it as a comment on the archive later, so I can heart sticky that. That's what I call the thing when you click the creator loves your comment. That's just a heart. It's a heart sticky. So Lucky Dodge and Electro-Optical Visor are my uncommons, and the Paralyzo box is my rare. I know I got one of these. By the way, I hope y'all are ready to get hypnotized on stream. Look deeply into the Paralyzo box and be calm. I'm speaking in a calming voice, alright? Look deep into the Paralyzo box. It's making you tired. Get sleepy. Think about your deepest, darkest secrets and just start saying them out loud. I didn't think this through. I can't hear any of you. This isn't going to help. Alright? So when I put the Paralyzo box down, y'all cluck like a chicken 3 times and you wake back up. In RPGs, what is my go-to class? Usually I like to go with... I think it's usually Paladin because it means that they can tank but also shoot lasers. Generally, I want to be the class... I like playing a glass cannon sometimes, but usually my go-to is whatever is durable and can shoot lasers. So the first time I ever played Dungeons & Dragons with some friends at PAX in 2009, I believe, my good friend Pez, who is another excellent GM, was able to accommodate my request, where I said, Pez, how do I play this Dungeons & Dragons? I want to be a halfling who shoots lasers. And so he set me up as a halfling paladin with a daily power that was technically supposed to shoot an arc of light, and I said, can that be a laser? And he said, yeah, sure. And then we had an initial encounter with a bunch of hobgoblins who had taken over a tavern, and the first thing I did was use my daily power to blow the door open, and then I said I want my character to leap in through the window next to the door. And he accommodated all of that, and I had a very good time. Emmanuel, that's not weird. Apparently, yeah, I know. I feel like I probably got... as someone who uses white noise YouTube a lot, like, I can see how that can come together. I am glad that my voice is not something that wakes you up, because I would feel... But another... What's going on here? Why are the uncommons duping up on me? I'm getting duped on by Optimus... I'm getting duped on by the one and only Optimus Prime is duping on me right now. The legendary warrior, Optimus Prime. And we also got Flameout. Who did I get Flameout last time? I need to check this, because I remember one of the twins, one of the flip changers, I don't think I got their head. I gotta double check. I gotta zip the other one open now. I did get Night Racer's Stratagem. Go me. I'm going to the back of the book for my stratagems, and I got Flameout. Oh, Flameout's the one I got multiple dupes of. Now I remember. Yeah, never mind. We'll just put this... Close this back up. Zip it up! Zip up your binders! Yeah! What did I miss? Spellcasters for the win. Yeah, like, I don't want to be, like, a hard mage. I just want to be someone... Like, when I played Hero Quest in elementary school, I ran as a barbarian, but then I collected all of the wizard's gear so I could be a barbarian who shoots fireballs. And I don't know if that was actually in the rules, but we ran with it. Oh yeah, Transmech, it was a great session, and it was completely off the cuff. Like, it was unplanned. It was, they had demos. I think D&D, the D&D edition, I think it was 5th. It's the edition that was a whole lot like MMO combat, and I think that's why I liked it, because I was playing City of Heroes at the time. Zimman says, Flameout is one of those names like Bloodshot, where you'd think combining those words would be badass, but it actually sounds lame and sad. Why do you think he's always punching? He's got to live up to it. It was 4th, okay. Oh yeah, 5th is the current one, right? Right? Cygnus7, got to thank you for your old SRC. Super Robot Shogoken Getter 1 review got you to impulse buy a couple weeks ago. Bluefin had it for sale. Oh, congratulations. Okay, 4th was the MMO D&D. Okay. Yeah, I generally, like, if we can just run with it, I'm cool with it. Like, in tabletop, in open storytelling tabletop, I care a lot less about the rules than I do in, like, mechanical games like this. I'm a real, like, rules stickler about like, order of process and things, but if it's, like, a storytelling game, I feel like the improvisational, collaborative storytelling effort is far more important than the actual mechanics. At least if the mechanics are going to get in the way of the storytelling. QI, just run around shouting, "I cast fist," and you're a muscle mage. Correct? Just Jack, will I be getting Nicey and Booty Windblade? No and no. Nicey looks like a decent toy wrapped in a bunch of junk I don't care about, and it sounds like they might be doing that figure as the original character it should have been in the first place, and I'd be more interested in that. But I also saw the physical prototype, and it looks like that figure does not really do enough transforming for me. Booty Windblade, I just don't really like half of that. Like, there are parts of that design aesthetic that are okay, but then, like, the parts I don't like are way louder. And I only have like one Furai model, so I'm not super interested in it. Also, it has some very self-motivated negative connotation for me still right now. It's not scabbed over enough for me to not think about. Adam Olinsky, you want to run amok purely because of his name? Let me tell you about Runabout. Seat of the Pants is always best as Transmech 534 crankcase. You DM your group, and they're dealing with repercussions from messing with the time stream. Yeah, fifth is current. Okay, yeah. Time travel in tabletop seems like that is... You gotta, like, pay your GM for dealing with that. Crankcase is a common, so I know I got him. Strategic Airlift, the Wingspan Stratagem. I don't think I had this, but I'll double-check later. I miss so much every time I look down at my cards. I'm so sorry, everybody. On the phone, the chat is not a static window. It fades out all the time, and I'm streaming off my phone, so I apologize for my inattentiveness here. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way. I just noticed that there's like 54 people looking, and there's 20 thumbs up, and those are numbers, and I guess they are important. Oh, you missed that Bluefin Getter sale by like 30 minutes. Yeah, it'll happen. Cameron, when you're ready to start brewing again, curious to see what I come up with focus list. Yeah, I'm really hyped that focus is like in this game enough to like actually really think about it even more than when I was trying to in Siege. Caden Thomas, hello. Oh yeah, the Furry model Windblade. I would not be surprised if there are tweaks still happening because that was such a debacle. But I'm just I have so much else I'm interested in that like I'm just gonna leave that whole thing alone for a while. I already am annoyed with it, so like I'm gonna go get nose deep in my solo board games for a bit. Ryder Skullman, sorry if you posted this before I missed it, I apologize. What binder do I use for character cards? So I can't fit it in the frame easily. The binder doesn't really matter. I'm just using one of these zipper binders. But the pages are Ultra Pro pages. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this without knocking everything over. So there's these Ultra Pro 4-pocket pages that are sized specifically for this size of card, because they use these cards for Magic the Gathering elsewhere as well. So these 4-pocket Ultra Pro pages are your go-to. They work in any 3-ring binder. And they are how I keep all my characters nice and archive safe. Nice and gem mint. Good for the finance, yeah. I'm getting very dry. Let me moisturize. Yeah, that's wet. Good. Now my throat's nice and moisturized and not dry anymore. I can stop straining it and speak like a normal person. Let's see. Those kind of binders bring back middle school, high school memories. This is what I sounded like back in middle school, high school. It was a good time. Do you hear soggy hammocks? No, hi, I'm Chris Evangelist. This is, I'm sure you've heard my speaking on my YouTube channel before. I missed a battle card pack, by the way. We're going to have to go back and do another one. Improvised shield, decoy flares, and precision fire are the commons. Supporting fire and hand-to-hand combat are the uncommons. Counter-espionage is the rare. I don't think I've seen anything I didn't see. There were a few rares I did not get in that first box, and I didn't look up what they were either. So I'm sure I could have made a list to make this easier on my brain, but why make it easy on your brain? Hi, yes, I'm me. I'm Hatsune Miku. Nice to meet you. I hope you enjoy my music. I
very happy that the world has accepted my singing. Yeah, I sing for the sake of peace and justice.
Blade Fury, Decoy Flares, and Emergency Barricade are the commons. High Five is one of the uncommons. Good art. As well as another Magnetic Dysfunction Ray, and Speed Trap is the rare. Did I not get this? I like this because nothing of this implies, right, that this messes up cars. Nothing here says we mess up cars. Nothing here says it. But when your opponent plays an action, it's the second action they played this turn. Cars do sometimes get stacky with their stuff, and yeah, I think it's kind of funny. It's actually way more for Daring Escape type stuff, but I like it when in this game they sometimes imply stuff without, like, saying it. I think it's kind of fun.
It took me a long time to learn how to run that bullet train robot. I'm very glad you enjoyed my piloting skills. It's just a hobby. My career is singing, but my hobby is piloting Shinkalians and Gundams.
Wolfwire is our big car. Is this Monkso? It happened again. This is a weird freaking box. I got Wolfwire's buddy with Wolfwire. It's Wolfwire and Monkso. Little known half sibling of Monzo. I'm pretty sure I got both of these last time. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've got a rare yet, just the super rare. Because I also, last time I opened these, I glazed past, like, all the rares, because they're all bodies, so, like, my brain disassociated them from their rarity. So I gotta remember, because I still gotta count rares to see what the ratio is. And no, I almost did it again. Still got one of these. We got this. We got this.
We got some Sharpened Talons, Mission Briefing, and Improvised Shield as the commons. Spy Satellite, Uplink, and Lucky Dodge are your uncommons. Master of Metallicato is a rare.
I don't think I got this. I'm going to take a look. I don't recognize that. I remember it from the previews. Card number 39. That's a new one! I did not get Master of Metallicato at all in my last box. That's a new one. So, just this once. Because I brought the sleeves over here before I realized that I'm probably not going to actually sleeve every card while we're going. This one is new and can go in the binder, so I'll show you my process. We take an inner. We top down the inner. And then we go pop open a fresh pack of katanas. Katana purple is how we roll in this house. And crack it. Let's get that double sleeve going.
The Master of Metallicato is now fully protected against the elements. No matter how wet and sweaty and sticky and fresh, sweaty, sticky, wet it gets in here, my card will be dry.
I'm going to put this in the binder. Just excuse me for a second. Take it easy, Transmech 534. Thank you for checking in from afar.
Ah, delicious. More moisture for my flesh pipe.
I've laminated a couple cards. I laminated one of my many copies of the Metroplex characters. The downside of card lamination is when you actually need to snip them out such that there's a uniform border around them, then the whole thing falls apart, is what I found. Then it's like, oh no, wait. There's a reason why there are machines that cut these out. Oh god. We got Beachcomber. I think he's a common. I'm pretty sure. Yes, he's one of them mini-bots. And I got All Out for Super Rare Wind Charger. I think I've got this already, and I still don't have Wind Charger. I probably won't, because we got the better one. Ryder Skullman, have you some good dinner? I'm glad that we have friends of purple here in the chat. Purple is a good color. Combination of red and blue, in case you didn't know. Hit and Run, Disassemble, and Mission Briefing are our commons. Concealing Contrails and Enhanced Power Cell are our uncommons. And Energon Mace is the rare... I think I got the mace and the shield last time, I'm pretty sure. This was the... They tried to do some more faction opposite cards. In this case, when attacking an Autobot, this character gets +1 attack on top of the +2. And if they're attacking an Autobot leader, they also get Pierce 3. It's very like, send this Megatron against their Optimus kind of stuff. Good Smile does not ship their Motoroid kits to the US. Oh, the Shinkalion stuff. I wonder if Shinkalion is so entrenched in actual JR Rail that, like, there's a legitimate licensing problem bringing it over. I don't know. I have not looked this up at all. I'm just, like, spitballing off the top of my head. Top Spin. I'm pretty sure I got both of the twins last time. Top Spin with Vorath. Another good name to belch. Yeah, I did get Top Spin because he's free. You can field as many Top Spins as you want because he's a 0-star cost character. Right, I remember that. I remember the whole bit. I've got, like, I think 4 of these now, so I can run a quad Top Spin build, and we'll check that out. I don't know if I have Vorath. I don't know if I got him. I know I got Mind Wipe. I don't remember if I got Vorath, though. Vorath has the best art in the game for a character card. Yeah, he's chilling. He's chilling. Oh, he's pulling a squat! I just noticed! Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Hollow squat. Nice and shiny. Alright, Blade Flurry, Sharpened Talons, and Scouting Mission are our commons. Tripwire. Oops! I got more Tripwire. Uncommon, along with Triangulator. Yeah, I'm gonna... After Cameron told me about that focus thing, I want to stack focus. Focus is my favorite ability in this game. And I'm so happy that there's more of it. Focus lets you look at a card equal... the number of cards off the top equal to the number of focus you have before you flip them when you're fighting. And, like, I love how much that can accommodate, like, more varied builds. At least conceptually can accommodate. And another reflect damage. This one's betraying me. Look, it did the thing. It betrayed me. Y'all, don't apologize for reposting if I miss stuff. It's like I said, it's very hard for me to keep up with the chat when it moves in any kind of respectable clip. So if I miss something, it's very likely I just straight up missed it. Built a Siege Firecon deck with Firecon Flames and a butt ton of orange pips. That is what they were meant to be. That is natural. It's... Hey, look, fire. The one bummer about the Firecons is in Toronto, we tried running them hard aggro in a whole bunch of different little variants, and, like, somehow they weren't aggressive enough. at least when they were new. They are designed to be, like, a very straightforward deck to build, because it is, like, 3 characters whose cards all say, if you flip lots of orange, we do things. So I think that they're totally, like, a viable, like, straightforward aggro deck to run. I haven't thought about them with the new cards, or if there's anything that would, like, maybe bolster them some more. But they are a good... okay, Aiden Walsh says they got a little boost. Since you can use Villainous Spotlight to get an extra orange star card. I didn't think about that. Oh, Warman, yeah, you could build them blue with stuff like Belligerence and Inverted now. I didn't think about that either. Yeah. Okay. Because, yeah, conceptually, like, I think they're fine and viable. They're, like, a solid place to start because they are linear. Like, the Micromaster Patrols are all, like, once they had 4 members each, they all were very nice, straightforward, linear decks to build and run. I really like the Micromasters. I don't know how much I feel about Beachcomber, though, showing up twice. I'm just getting duped on... I'm getting duped on so much. I did get Pop-Up Attack, which I don't think I had yet. This is a super rare World Stratagem. Aiden Walsh, Firecon's your favorite archetype for new players. I could see that. I really like new players getting their hands on a Micromaster Patrol, mostly because it's like 4 commons with room for another character. The one thing about running the fire cons is like you have to pull them, and I always forget that they're spread across the rarities. Although I'm sure it's not hard to buy them single, because I don't think anyone really cracked like a code with them. Warman X, you pulled Night Race, so you kind of deserve to get duplicates. You're not wrong. You know, that's me getting Kamian crashed right there. You're not wrong. Mike, did you find a way to play online? Yeah, there's Octagon and webcam player both happening. They just involve a level of setup that I haven't done yet. And I'm getting more and more ready to dive into both of them. Arbitrary Hero, Cameron, is real big on Octagon and has a lot of Octagon gameplay, and I believe tutorial stuff up on the Arbitrary Hero channel. So I would also say, if you want to know now, like, go check that out. Kamian Crash happened to me. Industrial grade phase charges. I like long names. And mission briefing are the commons. Turn the Tide and Spy Satellite Uplink are the uncommons. Wars, man, you said it. Yeah, I didn't say it yet. I bought this from Three Kingdoms Online. It came with some sad news off the Three Kingdoms Discord. The Toronto Three Kingdoms store, which to me is one of the focal points of the Toronto community for this game, is closing up. They're consolidating into the Markham store. And it's not like we were going to be able to go play anytime soon anyway. But now we lost our main home base. Harry Tarantula is still there. And I genuinely believe that we can successfully invade and take over face-to-face. And possibly 401 if they open their floor up again. So I think we're going to be fine. But even then, those are spaces to play. Three Kingdoms had Saul, who was running our games and running that storefront, and was into this game, or is, as far as I'm still into this game a lot. It was helpful. Harry T's, I think, is going to be fine. I think they're going to be fine and they're open. It's just me whining. It's because Three Kingdoms is right by Eglinton. Harry T is, like, always a 10-minute walk, no matter what direction I come from. And, like, I don't know why that was, like, more annoying. But it's still a completely fine space. But I am really close to 401, and I'm fairly close to face-to-face. And I would love it if we could friggin' force our way in there, given how much the folks running those places tried to help. Well, okay, face-to-face tried to help. 401 did not care. But, like, Harry T's they're gonna be fine. They've got their storefront is excellent right now. They immediately pivoted to online. By Satellite Uplink was the other uncommon. Paralizo box again. Harry T pivoted to online and delivery and pickup immediately. So I think that they're gonna be solid. And they are the only store in town that supports any game as long as the people show up on a store level. They support Star Wars Destiny. They support Final Fantasy TCG. Like, Final Fantasy TCG has its audience, but, like, most of it's at Harry Tarantula, let's be real, right? We'll be welcome there, and they will welcome us there for a long time. They're the only store in town that has online singles. They're the only place in Canada that has online singles for this game. The store I'm the most worried about right now, I'm speaking real local here. I apologize to everyone not from literally Toronto. I am worried about the Mana Pool. The Mana Pool over by High Park is another excellent place, and it's run by, I believe, two brothers who are cooks, and they make the best food there. And that store is awesome, and it's exactly the kind of store I could see getting really brutalized by this. So I'm worried about Mana Pool, not gonna lie. Not worried about Megatron though, because I pulled him again. I got me, you know, hey, I pulled the full Megatron package in this box like I did last box. I also pulled Flintlock. Not a real rare, he's a rare small card, but I also pulled him in the last box. I don't think I've actually pulled Cup, though. I'm still lacking that Cup. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that briefing session for the Toronto Transformers trading card game community that we just doled out there. That was on the agenda. I don't know if you saw. Aiden Walsh, I think Flintlock's the only rare you haven't pulled yet. I pulled them twice. I pulled 2 of them. What's going on? I'm covering my mouth while I'm saying it, because that's the thing you do when you're embarrassed. Hold the line, emergency, barricade, and precision fire are our commons. Crystal of Power! First artwork we saw from this wave, a very long time ago. And emergency repair patch are the uncommons. End hostilities. Where is it? Where is it? Let's get that money train going. Get that TFTCG finance going. I got playsets of these. I can demint these if I want to, doing this. I can put these in the spokes of my bicycle, and I'd still be fine. I'm going to put these in their own special pile. I like how I'm like, hey, hang on, I'm not, let's say I'm someone else. I like how this guy is complaining about getting duplicate commons and uncommons in a trading card game box, and he pulled Night Racer, Belligerence, and Hostilities, and he's still complaining about pulling duplicate commons and uncommons in a trading card game?
Hey, who broke into my apartment and I said that? Who broke into my apartment and said all that stuff? Me, the real evangelist, would never say such things. Hubris! Hubris!
Oh, take care, Mike. Have a good one. Have a good weekend-o. Do kids still do that? Put cards in their bike spokes? I don't even know if kids still ride bikes. Let's be real. Jared Nadler, do I know if Harry Tarantula will ship to Quebec? I bet if you email them, that would be how they would. But I know that Quebec is in this real dumbass position where it's like, it's the one province that can't get the game. I would send them an email and say, you're from Quebec, you'd like to purchase some singles, and is that okay? I bet you if they're singles, it'd be even easier than them trying to send you, like, entire booster boxes. I would send them an email. That's what I would do.
Bludgeon! Bludgeon! I can't believe this box giving me duplicate common characters. I can't believe it.
And I got the Outback Stratagem.
This box gives me duplicate commons? Duplicate commons in my box? I can't believe it.
I dropped the battle card pack. I deserve that. Let's pick it up. It's all hoverboards and rotor scooters with these dang kids. Don't you know it? Yeah, Emmanuel, I hope it's Manipool's the one I'm really worried about now. It seems like everyone else is doing okay, at least going by their social media posts. Manipool, I haven't checked in on in a bit, and I felt like they were pretty quiet this whole time, and I'm worried. Laser Scalpel, lock on target, and hold down our commons. Turn the tide, supporting fire, the uncommons. Trilithium Shield is the sibling card to Energon Mace. It's again, literally undo what this card does, or vice versa, if facing each other. I like the idea. I know it's not in practice all that amazing, especially in Constructed, but I like this idea. I like the magic this creates when you're playing like the sealed format of any kind, draft, turbo, or full sealed, and it's like, yo, I pulled all the Megatron in this, and someone else like, well, I pulled all the Optimus in this, and you're like, deck construction be damned. We're gonna have us a cartoon fight. Adam Metalunsky, take care. See you on the archive. I like the archive. I like I like live streaming. I like that there is a chat here. It's fun, and I also really like that it exists afterwards for everyone. I'm very big on permanence. I have a lot of permanence stuff in my brain. He says about his video channel that is hosted entirely on nebulous cloud servers. Aiden Walsh, those are the kind of interactions that make you lament the loss of constructed starter decks. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, I think this stuff runs better when it's just boosters with a lot of really cool tech inside the boosters. But it relies on a player base existing to help people into the game. I think starters are difficult to... I think they are difficult products to create because they are inherently limited. Transformers did them really well. They were not limited to the point of being useless, I don't think. But it's something that's inherently limited, and it usually comes in box packaging, so it takes up shelf space, and it's, like, pointedly not very interesting to your entrenched fans. And I'm saying all this as someone who has no idea how card games are made. It's just things I've observed since I got back into them back in 2018. Back in 2018. Whatever. That was like last year. I don't think I actually got Better Things to Do than Die, but we revealed this one on the podcast. I like the Stratagem a lot. I don't think it breaks Springer, but I think it makes him fun. It lets him get something out of goofy stuff that you do with good Springer. So I'm into this one. And Brawn, a common mini-bot that I know I've got a whole bunch of, but I like that the mini-bots are common big cards. I just like it. It's like you know, the Micromasters are the small ones, but when we get to the mini-bots, they're still bigger than Micro. You know, so they get full cards. And I think they're interesting cards. I want to try running the mini-bots deck. 2018 was like 6 years ago, right? No! It was like 10 years ago. What's time anyway? I keep saying that, but also I say it, right? Because I need to hear people say, yup. Otherwise, I'm going to go crazy. Handheld Blaster, Lock on Target, and Sharpened Talons are the commons. Magnetic Dysfunction Ray and Spy Satellite Uplink are the uncommons. Plasma Horns are the rare. I don't think I have this. I don't think I have Plasma Horns. I have 2 copies of Plasma Horns. I don't know what I'm talking about. But Plasma Horns. Yeah. The age before the big sickie. Yes, you'll want to contact April. She was there in the before times. She recalls what a park looked like. Thank you, Emmanuel, for the yup. Ronnie Lane, Bumblebee's playing at the local theater like right now? I would go, well, not now. Damn it. The before times. In the before times, I would go see that any time of the week at a theater. Yeah, seeing this early 2020 feels a really long time ago. I played this game in me and Hoopla played this game in March. Hoops, we played this in March. Do you remember? I still remember. Hey, to all y'all who voted column B is complete. We're going on to column A. Yeah, I filmed us playing. I'm still going to put that up sometime. Oh, right, there's a tournament where you won Slipstream. I forgot that was this year. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, Hoopla won, he won Slipstream. He ran the Airstrike Patrol. You know, basically, jamming a screwdriver into the throat of the community. He did not. He did not. I'm just sour because that Airstrike Patrol is busted. Man, I got another Ominous. No, wait, I didn't get Ominous. I got the Strand. I got Ominous. I'm so close. I think I just need the Jet. I'm so close. I need to double check what I need. I also got Chrome Dome, who's an uncommon. I don't know if I mentioned this. Chrome Dome, I really like because Chrome Dome is a computer programmer. That's a really chaste way to say Nemosurgeon. And so I like how computer programmer, i.e. stick my needle fingers into your robot brain to reprogram your brain, is when you flip to his bot mode, you look at your opponent's hand and you remove an action from it, basically from the game. You deprogram a card out of their deck's brain. I love it. Yes, Hoopla was the first person to run them in Toronto. No, this is the first person ever. I'm gonna call that heat down on your head. I know that that's wrong, but Hoopla said it, not me. Oh, Ronnie Lane, yeah, I get you. Yeah, it says if you were not immunocompromised, then you could do reserved seats because it's usually pretty empty. But yeah, don't take chances, y'all. I'll put the PSA out now. Don't take chances and wear masks. I mean, I feel I don't have to say it, but every time I think that, it turns out I do. And I know y'all are already doing it. So it's just for solidarity. You know, to hear someone say, hey, keep doing that thing you're doing because it's right. Okay, improvised shield, hold down and hold the line are our commons. Another triangulator, play set 2 coming together. Supporting fire are the uncommons, another speed trap for the rare. I am going to mess up so many DE decks that can go faster than speed trap. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let's rip this. Let's rip this. I do have some fresh TCG on my brain because it's not out yet, but I'm just going to let it leak a little bit. Vector Sigma have a podcast called Tech Talk, and I got contacted. They asked if I wanted to pop onto some Tech Talk to talk about like Transformers in general, and it was a really fun talk. And when you have me on a podcast and I'm not the host or editor, it goes a lot different because it's like these streams where I just keep talking and the tangents just keep going. So I think it's going to get cut into multiple episodes or something, but look forward to that if you're following Vector Sigma at all. We had some good talks about Transformers, but also a lot about the game and a lot about the game's relation to thematics, etc. I asked them a couple things about card games, I believe. And Chrome Dome was one of my examples of like how this game can sometimes really bring the thematic element in a gameplay sense that's also engaging and fun. It's one of the questions was like, you know, introducing someone who got into the game to Transformers or introducing someone into Transformers to the game. And I think like it can go both ways. The podcast is not out yet as of this live stream, as far as I know. I should go double check. I don't think it's out yet though. If they tag me on Twitter, I will retweet it, or if I catch it on Twitter, I'll retweet it. It'll probably say pretty clearly in the info or something that there's like a guest on it or something. I'm just assuming. Wave sign, just have to sell masks that claim to block 5G. Oh boy. It's true though. Wait, there's a Small Soldiers manga? Holy moly. April, thank you so much. That is what I would call, as myself, I would say unwarranted, but also I tend to say that about anything related to myself most of the time. There's a Small Soldiers manga? Sorry, I'm just kind of like wrapping, I had to do the little circle to catch all that. I got Beachcomber and another pop-up attack, by the way. Vectors, if you look up Transformers TCG Vector Sigma, it should pop up pretty fast. Like for TCG, it's like, usually if I don't remember the channel name specifically, I'll look up like Transformers TCG and then Vector Sigma or Wreck and Rule or Arbitrary Hero. Just off the top of my head. There are other creators as well. I'll always blanket it. If I say a bunch of creators and I don't say one, it's because I forgot. I would just like to lay it out there. My memory is far worse than my ability to subtweet vocally or in text. I'm not good at subtweeting. I just keep yelling at people. Decoy Flares, Emergency Barricade, Mission Briefing are our commons. Magnetic Dysfunction Ray and Temporal Quagmire are the uncommons. And another Fort Max card, Staggering Might. It's not part of the money, but it fits the theme still. I don't think it's part of the money unless this thing like got valuable too. I'm amazed that like finance happened in Wave 5 when nobody can play. Having some water. It blew my mind when I saw some of the prices for Wave 5. That Harry Tarantula sold a Night Racer for $100 in tax. And I don't understand how. Or to whom. But I get it. But I'm also like, there's nowhere to play though. That does not... Well, there are places to play. But they are all places that are proxy friendly. So, I get it, but I don't get it. But I'm happy they were able to move products. Because I want stores to stay alive. But like... Who bought Night Racer for $100 right now? No shame, I'm just... Yo! Okay. First off, we got Nautica's head. We got Parsec. Parsec, by the way, can we F for Parsec, who looks like a fun character, who will never have fiction written about them ever? Because they're a Titan Master that was not a G1 Headmaster? This is the most we'll ever learn about Parsec right here. Parsec was partnered with Nautica and gave Nautica attack power. That's the story of Parsec. I need to check my battery for a sec here. Okay, it's still charging. Good. Sometimes I worry that the battery on my phone is just draining slower when I have it plugged in. But it does not seem to be the case right now. Anyway, Sky Shadow. Sky Shadow. Let me just check. Let me check something. Yeah, we gotta write our own Parsec lore. We can do this. I know we can do this. Sky Shadow. Oh, it's true. Oh, yeah. I only had the tank. I just completed Sky Shadow. Sky Shadow apparently is running roughshod over the webcam meta right now, and I haven't looked into why. I'm gonna sleeve up my Sky Shadow parts right now. Once upon a Velocitron, the Parsec story. I'm gonna steal that from Hoopla and say that I invented it.
Why, hit that!
Gone in 60 parsecs. I want to steal that too. Oh yeah, that's sleeve number 1. I also think, given the weird spike on my phone briefly, I think we might have all desynchronized slightly, and I might be lagged a bit farther apart from some of you now than I was a few minutes ago. So if I seem delayed in my response, I'd be like, oh no wait, but that was the bell sound, and I just held that thing up there, so never mind. I was suspecting that, and then April, you basically just went like, no, I just saw the thing. Okay, so we're all good. Okay, sidebar I saw from Ronnie Lane. How is Hot Toys or 3A or someone never done Small Soldiers? It has got to be the movie license being a problem, because I heard many years ago, Small Soldiers is super popular abroad, and I bet you it could sell toys. I just need to get my my Sky Shadow bits out of here so we can have the full assembly. The weird thing is, I have all these, like, strong positive feelings about Small Soldiers, and give you 3 seconds, see if you can guess what I'm about to say. I've never seen Small Soldiers. Got that off my chest. I hope we can still be friends. I hope we can still hang. Alright? I'll watch it. I don't want to watch it. I just never end up being in the position to watch Small Soldiers. I still don't know. I only know the elevator pitch for that movie for all these years. I watch movies. I just watched Life Force last night, which is probably not as good as Small Soldiers. Oh boy. I am a fake Small Soldiers fan. That's actually literally true. It's $5 on Amazon, but that's like $7 Canadian. I don't even know how I never pirated it. Like, when I got out of high school, I pirated so many movies. And I never pirated Small Soldiers. Oh, I'm getting gatekept by the known for gatekeeping Small Soldiers fandom now. No! Hey, you want to know how Sky Shadow works? Alright, you got a bold 2 plane and a tough 2 tank. What are we going to do with these? Well, what if we do Sky Shadow Sync? When one of these gets KO'd, maybe by Peace Through Tyranny, maybe you did it yourself. Then these flip and combine, but then finally, they get Pierce 4 as well, and you get Sky Shadow. I think this is cool. I think this is really cool. All right. I put Sky Shadow Sync over there. It's got to go over here. Oh boy, but yeah, I'm a big Small Soldiers fan. Let me tell you. I love the bit when Tommy Lee Jones goes like, "Boy," you know that classic Tommy Lee Jones line. We got Blade Fury, Emergency Barricade, and Handheld Blaster as the commons. Spy Satellite Uplink and Fusion Borer as the uncommons. Oh yeah, Sky Shadow, when Sky Shadow emerges, also pings an Autobot. It's ridiculous. And Scout Armor for the rare. This one goes on a lot of things. And I like things that are just like 2 pips and a +1 effect and an effect. When it's armor and it's just +1, but 2 pips and a thing, that's one of my favorite kinds of armor. Conceptually, I just like that. There's something pleasant about it's like a pleasantly balanced cupcake. Not too much icing, not too much frivolous stuff. Oh no, you all are talking about whether or not I've seen Gremlins and or Gremlins 2. You know, Guyver 2 Dark Hero is an excellent movie that I've seen many times. It's the best live-action Guyver movie. Yo, Gears! Oh, yo! I got the Usurper! I wanted this one. I think. Unless I got this last time. I don't think I got this last time, though. This lets the King Starscream gimmick deck be even more gimmicky, and I like this gimmick deck, so I'm way into this stratagem. Gears, I know I have a few of. Another one of my favorite things in this game are those mid-tier gimmick decks, like Volcanicus with the Stratagem or King Starscream, where it's like, someone playing a hard deck and they're playing it hard will probably beat you. But I like those mid-tier decks that have like one gimmick and they do it real solid, and they're like an early boss fight. And it's like your win condition, personal win condition, is like less so winning and more so if I do the thing, I feel like I won. Oh yeah, Gears with the I think I got the Gears Stratagem in the first box, but Gears lets you bounce an upgrade off an enemy, or move an upgrade from an enemy to another enemy. So you can like, Gears can just screw with them, because when you put upgrades on characters, usually it's like pointedly. So Gears can be like, why don't you put that force field on someone else? And like they listen to him. Precision Fire, Decoy Flares, and Scouting Mission are the commons. Turn the Tide and Fusion Borer, again. Uncommons. I playsetted Paralyzo box in this box. That's a lot. I think the Gears Stratagem makes him a Decepticon as well, if I remember right. I can't remember now. I should see if I have it. I should just see if I have it. I put the binders on the floor next to me for the sake of looking this stuff. Am I saying Gears can change gear? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I don't have the Gears Stratagem. I thought I did. That's not the oh no. That's another oh no. This is a good one. This is a good one. Oh, right. It doesn't make him a Decepticon, it's just a nod. I mean, this game does get nicely intricate. It gets, you know, deep cut with its nods. Like the promo Arcana, I don't know if y'all noticed, this Brainstorm head is a Decepticon. Why would that be? Brainstorm is in the actual wave with Teslor as an Autobot head also. So Arcana is, you know, it turns out they could use Arcana for the name of a card, but not the name of a toy. And so, hey, how do we make this more interesting? What if Arcana is a Decepticon? Because that thing that happened that one time. Printplum 15, your eyes did not read that as Fusion Borer at first glance. No, I nearly said Fusion Boner like twice now. It doesn't even look like an N. But, you know, that might just be what we call it when we play this in person with friends in Toronto at a table. Hoops. We're gonna be... I play Fusion Boner on Gears. Chris, it's not called Fusion Boner. I said I play Fusion Boner on Gears, on Outback. I got another Sky Shadow sync. Go me. Upgrade for turn. Fusion Boner. Improvise shield. Improvise... What? What's up with this, with this box? This is not common at all. This is not very common whatsoever. I'm pulling twice a body with the matching head. Now I'm pulling friggin' double improvised shield in the same pack. This is a good 2-pack turbo pack if you get an aggro character, admittedly, but anyway, improvised shield, and hull down. This is an orange-ass set of commons I got here. Crystal of Power and Concealing Contrails are the uncommons, and Master Sword is the rare... Ooh, wait a sec. I never pulled Master Sword in that first box. Now I got Master Sword. Now I can properly run Fort Max. Play this only to replace a weapon on a character that has no empty weapon slots. If an opponent's card would cause this to be scrapped, you can scrap a weapon from your hand instead. So you put a weapon of some kind on Fort Max, then put this on Fort Max, and then keep weapons in your hand forever so this never comes off Fort Max. Well, I guess they could bounce it back to your hand. But then you got a handful of weapons to... Well, then you're waiting 2 turns to put this on. I don't know. I like this card. Because it's thematic. It's Fort Max's sword. You can't take Fort Max's sword away! Fort Max said, Master Sword! The stock footage has begun. Skull Smasher, I don't think I got you either. And another Flameout. I know I've got a whole bunch of Flameouts, but Skull Smasher, that's a rare. Skull Smasher's a rare. I might not have gotten Skull Smasher. Fort Max out there just shouting inarticulately like the giant man kaiju he is. That's what we call Fort Max in closed doors. Is, oh, you guys been hanging out with big old man kaiju again? Fort Max knocking at the door. You guys talking about me? No. I do not have Skull Smasher. That's another new rare. Given how, like, you know, it's not like there's tons of rares, I think that's pretty good that I did not dupe up a rare. Because it's not very easy to trade cards right now. So go me. Go me. I'm going to put this over on the pile. I'll sleeve that later, but I'll put that on the pile. Ikuzo! Master Sword! Was in the chat recently. That's why I said it. Twist, Fort Max is the door. Oh no. Fort Max could hear everything. Fort Max remembers this. Emergency Barricade, Industrial Grade Phase Charge, and Blade Flurry are my commons. Concealing Contrails, and Temporal Quagmire, and money! Check it out. Oh man, I miss Kevin. We got a player, Kevin Flack, and he always says value, and I wish I could open this box, but like at the store, and I go like, Kevin, look, I got value. Because Kevin would get it. So I pulled Belligerence again, by the way. That's my fourth Belligerence. Double play setting the expensive cards. It seems like it's just sort of fallen into my hands, like so many cookie crumbs falling from a crumbling cookie. Text him to let him know. Yeah, tell Kevin Chris says I pulled 4 Belligerence's value. Yes, please do. I got the other, I got Infiltration. I don't think I had Infiltration. So now I've got the Stratagems for both of the clones. And I got another Brown. Value. I'm very happy. Grav Inhibitor, Decoy Flares, and Disassemble are the commons. Lucky Dodge, more Gears content, by the way, here on Lucky Dodge. Gears is like, look, I know I'm grumpy, but I don't want to get shot in the head. Alright? Brawn should have been SRT. I was almost going to, because it's been a while, I was almost going to say what Brawn does. But, yeah, when this attacks an enemy with more stars than him, and you flip battle cards, gets Pierce 1 for each different color, and then in bot mode, this is like a 5-star character, by the way. In bot mode, when it defends against someone with more stars, and you flip battle cards, you get +1 defense for each different color. I feel like Brawn would have fun in a focus deck, because he likes colors, and focus decks inherently open the door for more colors. Junk Cannon is my other uncommon. I got another Master of Metallicato. Metallicato? I didn't even know Toe. Well, Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's name is spelled with a U? That's just a coincidence that it sounds like Braun? This is me with my big ol' kayfabe hat on. Twin Twist! I think I got Twin Twist. No, I just saw him. I have Twin Twist. He's an uncommon. I know I got him. Oh, Cameron, yeah, when we focus 2 and see blue pips, you drop 1 and hope to get a 2-pip. I guess it's like, if you're one of the folks who can, like in a split-second speed count the pips in your discard, and, like, know the odds that are left in your deck, that would be this, like, the player who's like, oh, that's easy. I wish I could do that. Oh, is that Detritus on the Junk Cannon card? Yes, Detritus is in the game. Detritus is one of the mercenaries from Wave 4. Sometimes Detritus. When you put this weapon... He's also on Lucky Vest, yeah. Lucky Vest and Detritus were in Wave 4, and this is in Wave 5. When you put this or another upgrade on the upgraded character, they get a 1-turn attack buff. So it's a weapon that does not give an attack buff, but if it goes on, it gives 1 for the turn. I mean, technically, I guess you could do this, then Master Sword afterwards to maximize your buffage. And I got another Parsec. The legend continues. The shiny, shiny legend continues. Actually, I really like how this goes through just the visor on Parsec. That's a cool effect. Also, it's a cool effect. The card will not be this straight for very long. It will eventually look something like this. Hello, Waspinator's left knee. You also are saying, just got into this game before the pandemic and then had a pile of cards sitting around with no one to play with. If you have a webcam, there are folks playing webcam games. There's also Octagon, which Arbitrary Hero there in the chat, I'm pointing at a chat you can't see, has a lot of solid videos about how to work that too. That does not help really with the situation of the cards you have, but there are ways to play online right now. I mean, yeah, playing with a webcam does use the cards you have, but then you also got to have your webcam all set up and everything. Which seems to only be a problem for me, I've come to realize. Scouting Mission, Spike Bracelet, and Grav Inhibitor are my commons. Hollow Matter Projector and Electro-Optical Visor are the uncommons. Oh, yes! Hoopla! I got another Spy Master's Ruse. This is my favorite card. This is the one that this lets you actually place trap cards. Your secret actions just chill out. Net decked in Insecticon's deck. Is there a Cockatrice equivalent? I don't know what Cockatrice is. Oh, yeah, Joel Adler, the contract contingency, the Octane Merc story arc in the artwork is fun. Octane in this game is such a badass. He's such a badass. Scouting Mission is one of your low-key faves. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I could see it. Good pips. Draw is good. And sometimes, like, damaging your own characters is good, too. I mean, I know what the... I mean, Black Hawk Omega. I know what the scientific zoological cockatrice is, but, I do not know what the capital C cockatrice relating to trading card games might be. I wrote a paper on cockatrice when I was in elementary school. I know that nowadays we call them cockatrices, but I prefer the 89 approach, the cockatry. I did write something about cockatrices when I was a kid, but I forgot what it was. Cockatrice is a free MTG app that controls like a very primitive version of Tabletop Simulator. Okay. This game is on Tabletop Simulator as well. I just don't envy building a deck in it, because it feels like you have to do it by hand in Tabletop Simulator, and that's like a step too far for me. Luke Moy, sometimes damaging your own characters is good too. Me going through my life making bad decisions. Yeah. I feel it. Oh, Wingspan is the common. I always forget that Pounce is the super rare. Another Revenge. I thought I double super rared for a second. And I was like, hey, I'm going to keep complaining about all these common dupes. Brass Knuckles. Hold the line. Handheld Blaster. Triangulator and Temporal Quagmire. The uncommons. Regenerative Core is the rare. I want some more Spy Master's Ruse, if I'm being honest. King2495, where is the best place to start playing this? Right now, if you got a webcam or you're good for learning Octagon, I would say those are the places to go. If we were not in a situation where local gaming stores were not, you know, a sort of dangerous thing to engage with in North America, and I'm kind of assuming you're in North America, I admit, I would say if you want to just play the game, if there's a player base, just show up, buy a couple packs, and then ask folks if they have any cards they don't want, because they will have lots of cards to give you. Lots of commons and uncommons they can hand you. If you want to buy cards to start, if you want to start small, I would say the Windblade, Bumblebee, Megatron, Starscream starter is the better starter, as far as like seeing a lot of mechanics in a nice drip feed. If you are already gonna be ready to buy booster boxes, and you're in America specifically, then I would say consider the Energon Edition. Otherwise, Wave 1 is always going to have useful stuff. The Siege waves together make for some really fun play if you're just going to play at home. Wave 2 is not the best box to pick up right now, but that's like getting into real like nitty-gritty stuff. Really, if you just think a box has stuff you like, I'd pick it up. But if I were buying like, by the way, it's Braun. And I forgot that he had a stratagem. Oh yeah, he's a data collector. If I were just to say, like, you want to buy some stuff to just play at home with folks that you can play with in your area, or you happen to live with people, a box of Siege 1 and a box of Siege 2, I think could take you pretty far, to be honest. If you want to, like, get really into it, the Energon Edition gives you a box of Wave 1 and a bunch of pretty solid Wave 1 characters and promos, and also Megatron Living Weapon, and some goofy dice. The only problem is if you're not in the States, the Energon Edition is painfully overpriced due to logistics costs that seem to be tied into it, and I really can't recommend it to anyone that's not in the States because of that. Like, the price spikes ridiculously when you're not in the States, and it's a real shame. Industrial grade phase charge, brass knuckles, and emergency barricade are the commons. Another junk cannon, and another triangulator. Woo! And a sonic stun gun. I don't think I got one of these. Rare green pip, +1 weapon. When you play a green pip card, upgraded character gets +1 till end of turn. You know, this does feel kind of like a bit of a counterbalance for that airstrike patrol that I'm real sick of. Hey, Hoopla, what if... I'm just assuming Hoopla's here. What if... what if you got another +1 attack, plus a base +1 attack every single time you flipped a green pip with friggin' Tailwind? Wouldn't that be... Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be a real good time? It sure would be. I hate Tailwind. Take it easy, Just Jack. Yes, that also was Combiner Wars Hotspots gun. It's got the coils. Yeah, that's the mold, too. But the shoulder pad doesn't match. Oh, is that Inferno? Did Inferno have those colors? Oh, Picky Peas. Tailwind is a very good card. It's just Tailwind is also a very good card, and I got I got Tailwind aggro near the end of the last wave. Hey, I was just whining earlier about never pulling Cup. And as the saying goes, with Parsec comes good fortune. We got a Sergeant Cup. I believe the first Titan Master setup that was spoiled for this entire set, if I recall correctly. Or is it Onslaught? Was that brown? Oh, you know what it is? The blue is so bright. But that is Onslaught's blue. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking like muted colors Onslaught. You're right. So when Cup is a leader truck wrecker range. That's a lot of tags. Tough one. 310-2, 4-2 in bot mode. When one of your wreckers takes one or more damage during your turn, it gets that much plus attack till end of turn. And in the bot mode, when you flip to this mode, you can scrap a blue card from your hand to scrap an enemy upgrade. This feels like you were mentioning earlier, secret. Where would it go? Where'd it go? Scouting mission? Like, here's another, I mean, this is not, like, game-breaking, but here's another reason why you might want to have some self-ping, is that turns into an attack buff for wreckers when this dude is at, too. It's another rare as well. That's, if we're including Sky Shadow, that is 3 rares and a super rare so far. Sky Shadow and Omega Supreme, I've always felt like they were slightly outside of the ratio when I started to read, like, wider ratio reports. So I'm always a little like, I don't know if they're, like they're rare, but are they rare? Or are they weird rare, like the small rares? Yeah, I always have those guns on Onslaught's back. I think that also really confused me. And bear in mind, like, admittedly, like, I was looking at it in person, but, like, my phone camera is probably janking the colors up a little bit, too. Oh, Cameron, Cup and Bludgeon. One shall stand. Ping opponent for 3, get -3 defense. Ping Cup for 3, gets +3 attack, kill target. That's rude! That's so rude. I love it. Improvised Shield, Precision Fire, and Sharpened Talons are my commons. Electro-Optical Visor and High Five are my uncommons, and the rare is Staggering Might, the one that I wish was in the high-value trifecta, but I still love it. I genuinely believe we're going to be doing the Combaticons in this game sooner or later. They're going to do another Combiner in this game. Like, we're going to have another cycle round to, like... Maybe they'll just get inserted to one of the Earthrise waves, but, like, if not somehow, I think we're going to just have another callback wave where it's like, what if we have some more Combiners? But, like, Combiners designed knowing what is known about the player usage of this game through, like, 5+ waves. The thing about the Combiners right now that holds them back... Oh, Cameron's basically just saying it. But it's like the Combiners were also the second wave of the game that was mostly designed, if I recall correctly, is mostly designed in-house before there was any data from the player base for the most part. And yeah, the Combiners tightened up quite a bit. Stratagems, I think, kind of feels a little bit better than digging for the Enigmas. Outback feels like he's digging for going into my dupe pile, but I got Saturation Bombing. Windsweeper's the other super rare that I really want, because it's Jets. I still love Jets. I can't expect Windsweeper. I got Night Racer, and it's one or the other in a box, but nonetheless. Oh, Cameron did a video on it a week ago. Yeah, Espionage already screwed with the Enigmas. Chrome Dome counters, yeah. That's why it's like, I've always, like, in Wave 2, I felt like with Combiners, one would want to play them with the idea that combining was always not the only route. That does kind of keep them locked at that mid-tier. I still like the mid-tier a lot, but it does kind of lock them in that mid-tier, and they are so screw-withable. Mission Briefing, Improvised Shield, and Hit and Run. Commons. Turn the Tide, Electro-Optical Visor are the uncommons, and Head the Butt! It's my rare. I like Headbutt. I like the concept a lot. What's up, Silver League? Yeah, this is we're on minute 109 right now. Yeah, the Sentinels were fun because, like, the combining could happen, but it wasn't necessary. Or, like, I don't know, like, to a degree, I was running the Dinobots that way as well, where it's like, I'm not really here to combine, I'm here to team heal with Sludge over and over again and make your life hell. But now I really prefer the Volcanicus Stratagem gimmick version. Is that Quake? That is Quake. Quake is just wrecking... Quake is headbutting a Headmaster as well. Oh no, it's Cerebros. I was about to say Quake's picking on like a tiny robot. When's that ever happened? But yeah, that's Cerebros. I mean, technically Cerebros is a Headmaster. He's just the tallest of them. We're down to the last 3 packs. I don't even know what I really want out of here. So I'm just going to go for it. I don't have any calls to action to make here. Other than, like, if we can will a second super rare into existence and make it Windsweeper, that would make my day. I'd be real hype about that. I think that I would get punched in the face whenever I show my face at a card store again, if that happened. Oh, yo, it's Megatron. It's Megatron. But, yo! You want some of that +2 health? You want some of that +2 health? Y'all got some of that Kreb? I got some fire Kreb right here. Alright? Y'all ever, I know some of y'all like to throw your Kreb in a water piece. Y'all ever vaped a Kreb? That's the true, you get the full taste when you vape a Kreb. Yes, send it. Children of the Earth, send your prayers. Disassemble, mission briefing, and emergency barricade are the commons. Hand-to-hand combat and high five are the uncommons, and another Master Sword. So now I got 2 of them. Quake pulling a Shibata on Cerebros. Hot damn. Quake pulling a Kevin Owens on Vince McMahon on Cerebros. Ignore me. I should actually check something. What cards do I still not have a single one of in the battle cards? So if I flip through here, I'm still missing battle card number 17. Did I pull that? Am I going to look up what it is? No, probably not. Alright, battle card 17, still missing. Battle card 36, still missing. Number 40 I have now. Number 49 still missing. Number 52 still missing. And number 64 still missing. So I might still be missing entire, like, any copies of given battle cards after the second box, which is super weird. And granted, if they're all rares, it's not really super weird. My luck is usually such that within... Oh, 17 is Escape Capsule? I didn't pull that, right? No, I didn't pull that. I remember that one. That's the little doodly-doo. Yeah, it's a rare. That's the little, like, little bubble car. You know, that bubble car noise. Oh, crap. I said them all, and then all the numbers left my head immediately. Let me do it one more time. Yeah, Jetson noises. So the ones I have not pulled at all, Escape Capsule is number 17. Number 36 was the next one. These bots, by the way. Hey, it's Quake. Got one of our preview ones, though, with my favorite art trick. It's Briscoe, with the moon that disappears when you flip Fangry. Lose the Initiative is number 36. Okay, I don't think I pulled that. And we also got another Quake. Get over there, you murderer. Okay, 36, lose the Initiative. Yep. Also, number 49. Thank you for looking this up, by the way. I know that we literally have a handy dandy app that can do that, but I'm streaming on my phone, and that's where the app lives. And I didn't do it beforehand. Scout armor. Damn. Oh yeah, that's right before scouting mission. And then I'm also missing number 52. Did I pull scouting mission? Did I? Wait. No, I pulled scouting. Scout armor. Did I pull scout armor? I did! Okay, yeah, you're right, I did. I glazed right over it. Oh yeah, I even talked about it, because I was like, I don't think I have this one, so I didn't have this one. Sonic Scun Gun. Wow. That was 52. I did pull 52. Right. So I'm just missing then number 64, whatever the last card in the wave is. By the way, these are the commons: Grav Inhibitor, Blade Fury, and Industrial Grade Phase Charges. Enhanced Power Cell and Last Stand are the uncommons, and oh, Versatility's the one I'm... Okay, I kept wanting to... Don't scun me, bro. Look what I pulled. I'm trying to whistle and I can't because I'm smiling. Ooh, what a box. I can't... Hang on, no, I gotta go full character here. I gotta go fully in character here for a sec. Can't believe how many dupe commons and uncommons I pulled in this box. I can't believe it. I pulled so many dupe commons and uncommons. It's just... I can't believe it. I'm me right now, because I've been complaining about my dupes this whole time. While pulling a playset of Belligerence and Night Racer, I've been complaining about my dupe commons. And muttering that I pulled 3 Quakes, and what's the phrase? What's the phrase, and how do I murder it? It's like I taped pictures of the mouths of gift horses inside my glasses, so it's all I can see. Just looking at gift horse mouths for days. Keep... Cygnus 7 says, keep calm and pull Quakes. Did I ever mention I pulled Major Shockwave 3 times in Siege? And then I pulled Octone twice. Like right before the end, I pulled the second one. Yeah, Warsman X, I am so sad. I have not pulled a rare that is not worth much. I am saddened about the expensive cards from the set I pulled. I can't believe I haven't pulled Versatility. Oh, thank you. I'm good. I'm good for now. Like whenever if we ever get to the point of physical cards and I'm still missing this stuff, then like yeah, I'll trade you some stuff for it. But I'm all good right now. I can't complain. I mean, that's the whole gag that I've been doing, right? I actually can't complain. If I complain, then someone's gonna kick my ass. There's gonna just friggin' Drew Nolosco will just burst in through my balcony window and go like, look, I didn't want to have to do this. And then just friggin' backhand me, and then like when my lips hit the wall, I'll turn back and Drew was never even there. That was like astral projection. I paint a picture when I speak. We're opening the last pack. We're opening the final pack. Right now. It is Windsweeper. No, it is it's my no pip, sorry, my no stars top spin. My favorite card. I can run 5 of them now. I'm gonna win. We also got us some Grax. I do like this art. This dude looks like a Grax. Look at that face. That's a dude yelling his own name right there. Like you can see it, right? He's just screaming Grax. Oh, and they still got the shine in the eyes. Grax the Gristroyer. Yeah, it's a 5 health, 3-star one. Yeah, set my Night Racer on fire and I'll receive the cards I'm missing from the set, but no super rares though. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. You have to sacrifice a super rare to make all the other ones show up. That's down trading. That's... Joel Adler, the plus health Titan Masters of the bane of your existence. Has it been a thing for you? Has it been? I wonder, because this would be what messes me up. I know it'll mess me up when I actually start playing this stuff. Is I'll be sitting here, someone will have this on the table, and I won't see that ever. I'll only see this. I'll spend the whole game planning around this. And then I'll be like, alright, so I KO'd him. And they'll be like, no, you didn't. And then I'll be the one who's like, what are you talking about? I did 14 damage to him. And they'll be like, but the whole game, it said right up there, plus 5 health. And I'll be like, ha 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 ha. As I'm like picking up my cards and getting out of and just leaving the room, just letting myself out. Right? That's how it's gonna go. Like I say it so I'm just ready for it, you know? Joel Adler, you have not pulled a single Grax or Briscoe! Damn it! Is there an action card that makes Skullcruncher get stepped on? I don't know. I was about to say yes way too readily, and I don't know why. Might just be the yes and. Anyway, my final cards. Industrial Grade Phase Charge. Mission Briefing. Hold the Line. Last Stand. Temporal Quagmire. What's it gonna be? 5 seconds. What's it gonna be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Windsweeper? Escape. Hey! We were just talking about you. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We did it. So this is an orange and black pip. +1 attack utility. I love utilities that give stat boosts. When you deploy the upgraded character's head, put this in any other upgrades that were on the upgraded character onto the deployed character. This seems real cool. It's not like it doesn't seem like it's gonna like break the day, but I feel like there's gonna be a game won by this where the person who loses was like, why didn't I scrap the escape capsule right before they lose? Like that's what this feels like. I also like how the escape capsule is clearly still Chrome Dome's head. Like you can see the ears and everything. It's very cute. But if this is a fiction, right, where this is not Chrome Dome, but this is Stylor, what the hell did you just do to Chrome Dome? He's under fire, and you're just like, nope. Chrome Dome back here in the body is like, my motor functions don't work if you don't... That's rude. That's real rude. Good box. Good box. I complained a lot, but good box. Also, I should mention, in these boxes of Titan Master's attack, you also get 4 Max in every box. So now I got me my second Fort Max. I like to double up on the big cards. Don't listen. Okay, yes. Okay, calm down, everyone. So I like to double up on them because I'm part of the 2%. But also because I like to have one of every big card in my archive binder here, so they're nice and safe and sound. And then I can just take these and bring them with me to play willy-nilly. Just like slap them on the table. I laminated a Metroplex just to see if I could, and then I carved a crease down the middle so I could fold it in half. And people got visibly nauseous when I showed that at the store. But, you know, it's a thing you can do. I also tend to prefer the Transtector fiction, but I'm going to be honest. It's mostly because the only fiction that's ever happened for the head is a different character has been the Nebulons. And it's not like the Nebulons were like bad fiction, but they were very what I would call shallow fiction for the most part. The comics went somewhere with a couple of them, but like there's not a lot of fiction about what it means that Grax the individual and Skullcruncher the individual have to form this partnership. And it's like when they're Titan Masters, I'm like, so are they even binary bonded, or is this something different? And you know, it's not like it's rocket science to figure out to just, you know, apply Nebulan science to the whole thing, or just say they're Transtectors and whatever. But is weird. Is weird. Is it possible to laminate the Fort Max with the Cerebros on it? Technically, yes. I could assemble all this stuff together and laminate it, but I'd have to make sure it's really... Actually, no, wait, this is too... I have a rinky-dink 8.5 by 11 laminator. I don't know if that would necessarily fit, because it would be tall, but not wide. Yeah, I don't know if I could pull that off. Don't resell this. Staple the 3 cards together. Yes, that's also another solution. Yeah, in the chat, we've got, maybe it works like an anime where they just steal the bodies and yell about ponage. That's kind of what I assumed was happening when we first saw a description of what Titan Masters were, as opposed to Headmasters. Zimman, you can't resell it though. It says on here that you can't resell it. Don't break. You break the rules. You're breaking the rules. You can't break the rules. They're the rules. We're done opening cards. I had a couple other things to show you all while we were chilling out here. It's nothing mind-blowing. It's not like I have unreleased toys, but, my buddy David White, who goes by Mechazone, does those really cool 3D printed Mechanauts toys I've shown on here a few times. These thingamies. He's got a GoFundMe going on because basically all of his gear has been breaking down and he's been having a rough time. So first up, I want to say he's got a GoFundMe going on to get him back equipped and running as a 3D printing operation. And he also, basically all his printers broke down, and his last resin printer broke down a couple weeks ago, and it was the last thing he had that was able to print anything, so he can't even prototype anymore, as of a couple weeks ago. His GoFundMe has been going. It's got a couple of tiers of getting printer gear in there. I think he also put the word out, like, if anyone has a 3D printer that they're not using or they can't get it to work, but he thinks he might be able to get it work, to like let him know. Anyway, Mechazone, you should know how to find him with the name Mechazone. Like, look that up on mechanauts.net, Mechazone Store NV. Anyway, he had a little sale. He managed to print off a handful of toys for DesignerCon before it got canceled, and one of them was the Cosmo X4, which I always wanted to get, and I missed it the last time because I didn't have the cash. So I kind of jumped on this because I also wanted to support him and I wanted a toy. So this thing's really cool. This thing's like a little shmup space jet fighter. The thing is fully 3D printed, and then has some paint apps done. It's got like translucent green rods in there. Here's the cool thing that this does, though. Check this out. Yo, I'm heading out of orbit. I'm coming in for a landing. Time to transform into a spider tank. This thing is super freaking cool. So the little spider tank leggies are just like ball socket. But yeah, it's just such a neat little trick. So this thing was like, I think, 45 bucks. All of his figures, I think, are priced really well, given that it's primarily like 3D printed and then acetone finished for the smooth surface, gloss surface thing, with some hand painted details, mostly by a one-man operation. Sometimes his wife is helping him with the paint side of things. And so I'm really happy to have picked this up. This came in today, so I'm hyped. But yeah, currently he's not able to make any of this. He is getting closer. I think he's got enough to get a resin printer going again, if I recall correctly. But go check out his social medias. He's been posting some updates. I'm not telling you go and give to the GoFundMe. That's like, you still got to be responsible with, how your finances are going in a pandemic situation. But I wanted to get the word out that he's been in a bit of a spot, and it looks like his storefront, when he did put up stuff, it did sell through. It was a couple of these. It was a couple Giant Roberts. I got the name wrong. It's a Mighty Orbots kind of parody figure, and then a couple of the smaller version of his Blaster Master truck, the little 2-inch version. Yeah, everything's sold out now. He only had like 4 of these. I think like 4 of the Blaster Master trucks and like 3 or 4 Giant Roberts. And currently he's not been able to actually print anything for ages. And this stuff takes, like I've asked him, this stuff, Jumbo Robert, that's what it is. Yeah, Jumbo Robert. This stuff takes a while to print too. I think that his Mechanaut stuff, like these figures, would take, I think it was somewhere like around 72 hours per figure or something like that. It took a long time to make them, and that's if nothing goes wrong in the print. So these were like, I think 60 or 80 bucks. This one was like 45, I think. I think it's worth it for the price as a boutique art piece made by a very small operation, given that it's also playable. Like, that's my own taste. There are, you know, lots of art toys, lots of designer toys. I really like that David's are playable. That's what I like about them the most, actually. So I wanted to highlight this thing. I just think it's super cute. And I think the transformation's really clever. I'm going to do it back. I didn't tag him or anything, so he doesn't know that I've talked about this. So if you do go and look at his stuff, just don't tell him that I sent you. You should just be like, hey, I heard about you on the grapevine because your stuff is so cool. But yeah, like, if I was going to get really objective, tactile feedback about David's stuff, some of it gets a bit loose over time. It's a 3D printed piece. And then, so I think that's kind of, that sort of comes with the territory. It doesn't get, like, floppy loose. Some of them are also still fine. And all of his joints, connections are either ball sockets or 5mm pegs going into sockets. So I think it's all very easy to tighten oneself if you really have to. It's not recommended because it is, like, you know, a printed piece. It's not like a factory-made thing, so you want to be careful with what you're doing. But some of his stuff, this body is incredible because, like, this thing is like borderline fig arts posable, and there's almost no ball joints in it. Like, it's almost entirely 5mm pegs into sockets. It's like multi-axis swivel systems. Yeah, Manuel, I really hope he bounces back too. It's like, there are lots of, I always want to say in hindsight whenever I start talking up stuff, like, he's not the only person doing 3D printed toys on the planet. I just really like his, so obviously, like, his are the ones that I tend to talk about the most, but, like, because of that, selfishly, I think it really sucks that, like, he's in the position where all of his printers were breaking down and his whole operation had to grind to a halt. So I would very selfishly like for David to be able to keep making 3D printed toys, because every time I pick them up, I really like them. So bear that in mind too. Like, it's, you know, there's a lot of selfishness in this call to action. Other thing I had, very uninteresting to everybody, but I was like, if I end up hanging out for a bit, like, I got the Wingspan expansion, and there's a whole bunch of cards in here, and I have to sleeve them. So I mean. Oh, did I ever get Commantus? I got the original Commantus. I never got the updated Commantus, nor am I entirely certain if it ever came out online. The Brawler, the Fist guy, is the one that I missed. Or not Brawler, the Dynamo, sorry. This guy here, Fistman, I missed, and I do kind of regret that. I've got... Yeah, where am I doing here? I've got this one, and I've got this one, and I've got this one and this one. I missed this one, and I don't know if this one came out en masse, but I love the body on this one, so I would love to get an updated Commantus sometime. The Chimera is super freaking cool, though. That thing is huge. I think it's the biggest 3D printed toy I've bought. It's like a horse, and you can, like, pull some of its parts apart and combine it with one of these top two guys, but it's kind of Baron Karza style. And you get, like, a big-ass 3D printed centaur robot dude. Oh, it was on there briefly, but in the purple. I wonder if that was the Dynamo drop, or a similar one. I had to miss a couple of drops because, like, I just didn't have the money. Like, it's like I said, it still is expensive stuff. It's like 80-some, 60, I always forget if it's 60 or 80. But it's that in US dollars, and then with the Canadian thing, and, like, it translates really rough. I try to prioritize David's stuff if one of these is coming out, but sometimes it just doesn't line up. I saw Emmanuel, he said, will I review those? I have reviewed the Explorer, as well as the original Mechanaut and the original Predanaut. There were versions of these. These are all kind of what I call the modern gen, where the body got really, really good. There was a previous generation with a slightly less posable body, where I reviewed the predecessor to this one and the predecessor to these ones. So I have those two videos up and a video for the Explorer. I did review the new Predanaut, didn't I? Right? I did. Right, I did it before it came out. Yeah, you're right, you're right. So I've reviewed 4 of them? 4 of them? Yeah, this one can transform into a quadruped mode. Yeah. Right. It was prototype playtime, that's why I couldn't remember. Was it? I can't remember anymore. This was all in, like, the last couple years, too. This is... Oh, boy. I'm a mess. But yeah, if you go on my channel and search Mechazone, they should all show up. I might have made a playlist for all of them. But yeah, I've reviewed a couple of them. I should review more. I always get worried now about... I worry a little bit about reviewing them now because, like, in those reviews, I constantly said, because they're 3D printed, if you have a lot of extra money, I would always say, like, oh, if you have a lot of extra cash, you could just commission one from David because he can get a custom colored print job going for you. That's not on the table anymore. So I'm like, I gotta watch my words with the reviews of them. I would still like to review them because the other side of it is it's like I am reviewing something that literally is impossible for most people to get because it's like low run bespoke toy making. But also, whenever I think that, I then remind myself, what if I do it because I wanna? And then I try to hold on to that. Like, there are reasons why this would not be a great service to the greater community, but then, like, what if I do it because I want to do it? And I try to remember that. Like I said it before on here, one of my New Year's resolutions, which I don't believe in, but I made one anyway, is to try to put myself first more often, which has gotten real funky in a pandemic situation, let me tell you. But it's based on the concept that I saw on an Instagram story, because that's where I learned things. About self-love and how that is important to, like, every now and then put yourself first for your own sake, for the sake of your mental health and etc. And I try to remember that. I just want to open these cards, because also these Wingspan cards, these feels... Oh, they're tactile pleasure, which I'm going to be sleeving, admittedly, because I don't want to mess them up. Anubis was a review. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, for springing your NYR was to play more video games. I got good news. Ice cream. It must be a. I was about to say a socially distant, safe ice cream truck, but I don't know how that works. That's either very innovative or it's someone making a bad decision. I'm not sure which. Oh, Cygnus 7, yeah, there is a Burb card game. The reason why I have the expansion is because Three Kingdoms had the expansion, and I had the base game, and that happened. But, the reason why I have the base game is because Wingspan, which is this bird game, won a ton of awards, you know, user-voted awards, but a ton of awards, and became very expensive because it was done in a low print run because Stonemaier Games, as far as I understand it, were like, we're not sure if people are going to, like, jump all over a bird-watching engine builder. It became, like, one of the most beloved games of the last year, and it's been very expensive and hard to find. The new run just came out, I think, because I looked at Meeple Mart the moment that a damaged copy went up for, like, another 15 bucks off. So I got Wingspan for, like, 45 Canadian. I kind of jumped on it because I was like, I like engine builders a lot. So I really wanted to play this, and I like playing these. I know I could play it on tabletop sim, but I like playing in physical, especially since it has a good solo mode. So, like, I kind of jumped on it, and then right afterwards, Three Kingdoms finally got this back in stock, and then they had the expansion, so here I am. This is just the expansion, but Wingspan, like... It is also a game, and I'm talking mostly about physical components, but, like, listen to the texture of the instruction book. Like, this feels like fabric paper. Yeah, I mean, I also... Damaged is like, when it comes to board games, I hunt down damaged board games because Meeple Mart gets damaged games in, and when they get a damaged game, sometimes their discount is like sick deep, and usually the damage is like a dent on the corner of the box that I don't care about. So when they get in like a popular game like this and it's on sale because there is a dent on the box, I'm like, yoink! Which, you know, I mentioned earlier, my irresponsibilities. Laying one out for you right here. Oh, you want some more? It feels like they did a linen layer on every page of the instructions. This is just the expansion booklet. Like, there's also like a large square, 3 large square booklets with the base game, and they all feel like fabric paper. It's, ugh. The other stuff that this game comes with other than cards, whole lot of resin eggs in different colors. There's like another color of eggs. I don't think the colors actually matter from what I read. It's just, here's some more eggs. And then they even give you like little stackable storage trays for components like the eggs. And in this game, this Wingspan game specifically, it's not a Kickstarter thing. They work with game trays, so like you even get this like custom plastic molded tray box to keep all the cards in. And then in gameplay, there's like spots up here to put, I'm assuming this is the offer. Oh, is good stuff. Also, people like birds. So like this is the European expansion, so it's a whole bunch of European birds, as I understand it. Thematically, as I understand, I still have to try playing this solo. I haven't gotten this down to play yet, but it's an engine builder thematically, which is like you're building a whole bunch of, you're building a player mat of birds, and every bird has an effect, and as you play, their effects start to stack and synergize, and you're trying to get points, and you get points for doing everything. Thematically, there's no real connection between the birds and what they do. You are supposed to be a bird watcher, keeping a bird journal of birds you're looking at. Thematically, I don't really see how that translates into engine building. So it's just like it's a neat engine builder with a decent solo mode with a very accessible non-combative theme, and it's also full of birds. So it's a recipe for a game that like went over really well with the general public. Birds. Hang on. I gotta get the lid back out for you. Birds. Is birds. Elizabeth Hargrave also designed an 18-card game that you can buy from Button Shy Games called Tussie Mussy, which is also really good. She is a good designer. And once again, I mentioned this... Oh, no, I didn't mention this here. I was talking about this on Discord with some people earlier today. She is a female designer of an award-winning game. And in board game design, as I have come to learn, it is still kind of a thing where there's a lot of really good designers, but given partly the American and European roots of a lot of modern board gaming, it's also often a ton of white guys. So your Elizabeth Hargraves and your Eric Langs are kind of still a bit of a rarity. So it's really cool that like this won a ton of awards. I am looking forward to messing around with that. I might end up not grokking with the game, but given I've watched some gameplay videos and I know that I like engine builders, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna dig it. Like, at worst, I just might like another engine builder more, but I like engine builders, so we good. Terraforming Mars, another engine builder that's very popular. I've been playing the Steam game because I got it in a bundle. And I'm really tempted to get the physical game, but I don't want to pay full price for it because I've heard the components are not, they're not like terrible, but like when Terraforming Mars, it usually sells for 60 or 70 Canadian dollars. It's like, yeah, and the cards are of middling quality and all the cubes are vac metal and it's chipping off the corners. And I'm kind of like, So like Meeple Mart has had a damaged copy of Terraforming Mars for 50 Canadian bucks for like the entirety of lockdown. And I've almost bought it a bunch of times, but then I'm also like, I got the Steam version, so I was like, well, I'll play the Steam version for a bit. And then, like, my only problem with the Steam version is it's irritating to look at your hand of cards, but given that it's an intricate engine builder, I do really like the automation of the Steam version. I'd like to play Terraforming Mars Physical, but I'm like, I just don't want to spend money on it. Because I have been getting into this board game stuff more deeply in lockdown, means that since March, not for very long, I've been getting into it, and I'm getting spoiled with, like, really good components and really good games. And so it means that, like, I've definitely been buying too many games, but, like, when the components are not amazing, that's been the first thing that makes me back away a little bit, as a means of backing away from buying too many games in general. But I am really enjoying solo board gaming. I do want to make some videos about it. Much like I want to make a video review of the Transformers TCG Energon Edition 1 season. Is going to happen sometime. I don't think the videos will go over very well whatsoever, but I want to make them. And again, that's one of my New Year's resolutions. I want to make it, though. So I'm going to do what I want. Oh, yeah, Zimman, the Godzilla game, I forgot what it's called. It's the strategy game that comes with 4 miniatures, and one of them, I think, was Biolante. No, it wasn't Biolante, it was Megalon. I forgot what it's called, but it's at Target. I heard that one's not bad, but I'm not sure if I read someone who just read the rulebook or read people who actually played it. But, yeah, Tokyo Clash, that's the one. I heard on a message board or on a subreddit that one might be pretty fun. And I know what that sounds like, that sentence I just said. I accept this. I heard on a message board or a subreddit from a guy who I wasn't talking to. I was just reading a discussion thread. Because I'm too chicken to post on all those things right now. Ronnie Lane, do I have any thoughts on Playmates Godzilla stuff? All I know is that NECA Randy's been grumpy about it, but I literally don't know what else it means. Like, I saw a picture of a Kong versus Godzilla toy, and I'm guessing that's the line that they're doing. Because it was like a King Kong who seemed to be decently articulated, and he had an axe, but the axe head was a Godzilla scale, and I was like, what the hell? That seems pretty metal. And then that was all I saw. Oh, they're doing the classic license too. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Playmates has they have a quality ceiling, but it's like, at least it's like a known quantity, you know? Woo-ha! Been surviving lockdown with model kits. Nice. Shogun Megazord Mini-Pla is one that I want to get. I'm jealous. Hey, yeah, Kamen Rider kits. I got to try getting the Figurized Standard. They've got all 3 double ones at Meeple Mart. Yes, for spring, and I was gonna say NECA also kind of has a ceiling. They kind of got a Twitter ceiling, if you know what I mean. Woo. I dunk on NECA a lot, but that's because I get really irritated by what NECA on Twitter is. And they have so many outspoken fans that they don't need my help. I also just really am. I'm tired. I got tired years ago of being irritated trying to buy their toys. And maybe it's stopped now, but on Twitter, like, Randy runs NECA Twitter and tends to get very aggro on there at times, and like retweets a ton of people who say NECA make the best toys on the entire planet, which I'm like, okay, sure. But then, like, friggin', this is very self-centered, but like, a friend of mine, when NECA lost the Pacific Rim license, a friend of mine replied to a tweet that NECA had been tagged in and said, oh damn, maybe Bandai can get it now. NECA quote tweeted him to put him on blast to their follower base, and then blocked him. And his mentions got unusable for a day. And I decided that evening that I'm done ever buying a NECA toy. So that's very me. That's very personal. But Like, I went to check on NECA during all of their fun Walmart pre-orders they've been doing. And I saw them quote tweet blast someone again, in regards to them losing the Godzilla license. So I'm like, I guess Randy doesn't change. Because, I mean, you know, we've all done quote tweet blasts. Okay, we haven't all done quote tweet blasts. But it's a thing that you can do when you get grumpy. I feel like when you do it on a Twitter account called NECA Toys Official Twitter, it's like there's an even greater layer of personal responsibility being shirked in that regard. And it makes it uninteresting to me when the toy company's own Twitter seems to be critical of critiques of their product and actively promoting glowing praise of their product at the same time, and it very much annoyed me. Especially given, let's be real, NECA toys are the toys you buy where you have to break out a blow dryer, and boy, you really hope that nothing is paint stuck so hard it doesn't work anymore. Like, inherently, they're not the best toys on the market. But that's actually besides the point, though. Like, that's besides the point, what I just said. That's not even as important as putting someone on hard blast as a company Twitter. Like, let's be real. I mean, let's be real. I put people on blast sometimes with screen caps, and I try to not do it very much. I think that I try to now only do it when it's people who I feel I've smoked out of my followership by posting things I believe in, admittedly. But nonetheless, I'm not running a toy company. Oh yeah, Ronnie Lane, like, I know for a fact, like, you can get NECA toys for years and just be fine. Like, it... And also, there's nothing wrong with collecting NECA toys. Like, I've never had, like, the hard conversation with anyone. I don't think anyone's ever really felt they had to bring it up, but I'm like, I don't mind if someone I know collects NECA toys. Like, that's fine. They get a lot of licenses, and they make some solid toys. It's just, you know, I think they're very dunkable, and I like dunking on them. So and I don't think anything I say prevents them from hitting their bottom line. I mean, putting all their dealing with all their Walmart pre-order nonsense is what's been messing with their bottom line. Am I right, Turtles fans? Oh, dang. If my phone's jiggling, it's because I'm scrolling the chat. There's also the bit. Let's throw one more out there. Randy NECA has many times also hard dunked on SH Monster Arts for being expensive and not Western. And many times I've felt kind of like, I don't even fully understand the metaphor, but I just feel like there's something deafening about glass windows and rocks and houses being made entirely out of them. I made that sound worse. NECA Randy's whole thing is like their Godzilla line was the only collector-oriented line for Western fans. That's a line he dropped recently when they talked about losing them, because he said for the foreseeable future there will no longer be Western collector lines for Godzilla, which I thought was quite a thing to also establish. I screen capped it because I want to know how well that aged in a couple years. But yeah, my dude went off on Bandai once when people talked about Bandai getting Pacific Rim, and then again when people talked about Monster Arts versus Godzilla, and it's kind of like, well, I guess you could. I don't mean to make the Randy Pitchford connotation, but like, I just, in my brain, the dude's name is Randy NECA, so I don't know. And maybe he's gotten better. Like, a lot of my memories are from like Pacific Rim 2 era, whenever that was, like 3 or 4 years ago. And I want to state maybe he's got better, but like I went to look during the Turtle era and I saw him put another dude on quote tweet blast, so like I don't know. In the perfect world, Randy stops friggin' using the NECA Twitter like a personal Twitter, because it's he's not the only person who's at that company. There's lots of other talented people working at NECA. So like, if you see NECA toys you like buy them. It's fine. It's just I'm personally I don't want to engage with their stuff anymore. And I found it was pretty easy to not like. I just every now and then I'll see something like. I'll pick up, like, they'll put out a new, like, Ultimate movie toy, and I'll pick that up at a comic shop and, like, look at it in the box, like, oh, man, this does look cool. And then I'll put it back, because I'm like, I don't want to. Yeah, Picky Peeves, Uprising was 2018, that's right. Adachi Baby, Sculpt versus Playability. Yeah, I think there is it's an interesting gradient to talk about. And I remember when I was still trying really hard to like NECA's Pacific Rim stuff, I kept running into moments where I was like, I don't think the sculpt is even in the way of this articulation. I think just a lack of tactile playtesting is in the way of this articulation. Madifer! Sorry, I just saw you. Yeah, the box opening actually finished. I complained a lot about pulling dupe commons whilst pulling tons of value. So, so it went well for me, and my hubris is raised enormously. Oh man, that original NECA wave... I mean, that original NECA wave has an excuse that I believe in, that I thought was fascinating. That first wave of NECA Pacific Rim, I'm doing this just so there's movement on the screen. I don't know why I care. Those first bunch of figures with that really depressing knife head were originally... Walmart wanted a smaller, simpler Pacific Rim line. They worked on those. Then Walmart didn't want the line anymore. So... In time with the movie, this line, like, mutated what it was, like, 1.5 times and became the first wave of Pacific Rim. The bummer is that the promise from day one was, don't worry, we're gonna do a better Gypsy Danger. And they tried, like, twice, and it still never worked. So once like the second attempt at Gypsy Danger came out and the hip still could barely move, I was like, hey, maybe the problem wasn't Walmart, you guys. But yeah, I wish Robot Spirits had been able to do the movie 1 Jaegers. I feel really like. The movie 2 Jaegers were great designs, they are great toys, and the first half hour of movie 2 sets up for the rest of a movie that didn't happen. And I feel like that really, like, murdered the entire license domestically, and it kills me. Did Soul of Chogokin Cherno Alpha ever get even, like, put up for pre-order? Because I remember that showed up ages ago. Oh, Roddy Lane, they're folding the card backs. I said it on Twitter. And I don't assume everyone reads my Twitter, but, like, the part where, like, all this new push of collector-oriented exclusives is, like, under the banner of known retail sack of buttocks Walmart has, like, put this massive ceiling on my hype for anything getting announced. I don't think it's going to be impossible to get. Because it's Walmart. They're going to make enough. They just might not actually put them in stores right away. But it's going to be annoying, you know? and also the fact that, like, Walmart has this big push of, like, we're going to get a collector-oriented program going with STC exclusives. And then their website literally explodes every time a single one goes up for pre-order. And it's been, like, 2 weeks now? Yeah, they showed prototypes of Soul Chigokins for the other movie 1 Jaegers, and then, you know, the whole thing kind of... And, yeah. Oh, Chris Muse, I saw you talking about those folks who stole my footage for that YouTube ad everyone's been seeing. I put claims on the 2 videos. I didn't put copyright claims on because I remembered when I was making the claim. If I put in a copyright claim... that group gets my docs info, and I think that their entire goal is to get people's info. So instead I put in a claim of them putting up a scam, but I'm not sure if that's going to have as much effect. For those who don't know, there is an ad that you might see if you don't have an ad blocker running on toy videos, where it's there's a couple of them, but two of them use my footage, among other people's footage mixed in, of DLX Bumblebee and DLX Optimus, and it's a company claiming that they have like one or two of them, and if you go to their store and order them, you get it for free. Which, like, I don't mean to make an assumption, but that sounds like a big-ass scam to get your personal information. I don't know if maybe I'm jumping the gun here. And so it kind of annoys me that, like, my footage is in with that. I put in a claim on the... Silent G Chris Muse found the videos on YouTube that the ads are playing. They're on YouTube. That's I believe how ads work, is that they are on YouTube, and then they're just auto-played. So... I think I tweeted the links a while ago. It sounds a whole lot like a scam, yeah. So if you I don't have the links handy. I retweeted them a while ago. If you want to report those vids, it's not just my footage that's been stolen. Like a couple other video reviewers' footage is in there. I don't recognize precisely whose, but like there is like a white background reviewer. There's one other one on like another backdrop, and then there's my whole thing and my cinematography approach. So if you want to report them, like, yo. Because they're literally running a scam. But I don't want to give them access to my information because I think that they would want it, so I can't do a copyright claim because that involves putting my name and address in. Like, really, really, at the end of the day, I just hope people don't think that, like, I'm associated with it. And unfortunately, given the, without trying to be arrogant about it, but like the unique nature of my visuals, I feel makes my footage stand out really loudly in those scam ads. And so I just hope people don't think that I'm actually associated with that stuff. Everyone else is like backdrop footage with them kind of messing with articulation or unboxing stuff, and I feel like you could easily attribute that across a couple of channels, but then you get like the panning shots and some of the... Also, personally makes me annoyed because some of those shots were very hard to set up. And I didn't want to rant about that for too long, because that's really like not the biggest problem in the world. Walmart's the biggest problem in the world. I missed this. Verspringen, did I see the 3-0 Siege Optimus? Yeah, I mentioned it way early in the stream, but I saw it at the end of... actually, it's in the end of the next episode of WTF and TFW that's going to go up. But I think in a vacuum it looks like a really good toy. It's just like... It's a really good high-end toy of a CG model from a cartoon where the CG models are the CAD models of the toy line the cartoon is advertising. So in a vacuum, I think that that's a really good toy. It's a really good high-end toy of the most questionable topic matter that you could use as a concept for a very good high-end toy. I don't know how everything works, but I believe I'm not off the mark if I would say that 3-0 is probably not the party that said, hey, what if we do high-end Netflix Siege toys? That was probably a Hasbro license person who brought that to them as the next concept to work with. And like I love that it has even the little effect marker pegs as detailing on the front of the shoulders, and that the 5mm port on the exhaust pipes is there, but now it has a shutter detail in it. Like, I'm not going to tell everyone, like, because I'm saying all this, y'all should buy it. But, like, I don't think it's going to be, like, a bad figure. I just think it's like doing a really good high-end toy of Squeaks from Transformers The Last Knight. It's, like, a very lovingly crafted piece that is conceptually questionable, but the piece itself is beautifully made. So the only reason I'd be aggro at it is if, and there's no proof, but if that Netflix show means that they stop doing Bumblebee movie DLXs before they do Shatter and Dropkick, then I'm gonna be a bit aggro at it. Because there's not enough Shatter and Dropkick toys. Blackhawk Omega says, I love dunking on NECA, it's so much fun for me. Yeah, I try to hold off doing it too much because I'm like, you know, it's all been done, it's all been wrote, but yeah, it can be very cathartic. Oh well, TK421. That's for when Netflix does its second season, the Earthrise season. Then you can get the DLX Earthrise Optimus Prime. So literally, the show will probably make a CAD model based on this. That will then be turned into a high-end, multi-$100 interlink articulation, gorgeous piece of engineering that will put, like, you know, shutters inside the 5mm holes. Madifer says, picked up some Grimlock's Forge Siege upgrade kits, and they're a lot of fun. I gotta look into those. Chris Y. What did I do? What did I do? It's just how I pose my Earthrise Optimus. Do y'all not... Are y'all not true fans? This is the iconic Earthrise Optimus Prime pose from episode 3. What age gating? This is just, listen. Let me lay it out, let me lay out the logic here. Okay, number one, he's 18. Let me lay out the logic for real though. Alright? He's just had a fight and he's very hot. He's very hot and a little bit wet because of condensation from all the steam. He's steamed up and wet because he's a truck robot, and that's what happens when you run your engine for a while. So he's laying down his gun a little bit because it's heavy. So he's got to let the gun, he's got to, ooh, it got a little bit bent. Hang on. Okay. So he's laying the gun down, you know, because it's heavy. He's letting the tip drag because it's been spouting all over the place and it's spent. It's spent. It needs to recharge, and he's real like steam sticky wet on the inside. So he's, you know, pulling open a pectoral vent just to you know, he wants to let his breast out and get some of that heat out. And I think he's, you know, he deserves it. He's put in a hard day's work. That's why it's canon. You perverts. You want to see something else really, you want to see something sad? Because I got Lightning Collection Trini. I got her off Amazon, so it was, you know, purchasing online, because that's the only way I can get those things. And yo, they missed her face with her face. So her face got painted below her face sculpt. And it looks real weird. Like, I didn't notice right away. I thought, okay, they missed with the lipstick, right? But then I noticed her eyes are, you can see it, right? Her eyes are sculpted, but then the paint that goes in the sculpt's missed. So her eyes and mouth and eyebrows missed the sculpted eyes, mouth, and eyebrows. And the more you look at her this way, the worse it gets. Anyway, I have no idea how I'll ever do anything about this, so I told some of my friends in town, like, if you ever see Lightning Collection Yellow, I'm down for another one. Because I like Toy Trang a lot, and I wanted to have this nice Toy Trang figure, and, like, that's the one thing this can't be right now. I also want to get this replaced so that, like, once I film this properly, I want to try doing the thing that those magicians do where they take the Marvel Legends faces and do, like, makeup-style painting on them to make them look literally human. And I'm wondering if I can do that with all my miniatures painting that I've been doing. But right now, I've just got this amazing thing. This was actually chilling out on Ocular Max Azalea in the driver's seat. Like, this was just off screen. Because I didn't know where else to put her. Speaking of mini painting, I got something primed. I want to try to paint it. I'm chicken because it's big and detailed. I'm chicken that I'm going to mess it up, but then I also just want to do it. Got this from Monster Apocalypse, is Galamax. I got him primed. I Zenithal primed him. I kind of want to do him in Shin Goji colors. So I'm trying to figure out how to plan that. Also, I blue tacked these on with, actually not blue poster putty, but they call it blue tack. So I can take these off so I can get at the details. But this is the thing. This is the thing I want to work on in my spare time. Thing is, this is my painting station here too. So whenever I'm filming stuff or thinking I want to film stuff, I can't lay all my paint stuff out here. So it's a real easy way to procrastinate on painting. That monster came with the solo mode, well, the cooperative but soloable mode for Monster Apocalypse. Oh, Octopus Friend, yeah. There's also a solo mode for Riot Quest that came out, so I got this, and I got him Zenithal primed as well. This is Malvin and Mayhem. But the humidity messed with my priming, so it did the thing where the primer got all crusty. But Mayhem is like a rusty-ass, cobbled-together robot, so I'm just going to roll with it. I think it's going to work. And I did one more layer of white up just on the top with a new primer in different climate conditions to try to get a bit of a smoother thing here on Malvin. But I'm going to try to paint this up soon, too. I like this dude. He's in literally a little armchair. This little goblin scientist guy driving the robot what he made. And the robot has an angry eyebrow over its mono eye. So I painted 2 Riot Quests, and I've been having fun with them. They're all individual characters, so it's fun, but, like, I was really happy with these. More so with her than with him. Him, I was trying to do an object source lighting thing that didn't really turn out, but I still kind of like how he looks. And her, I was just really happy with how all the colors look. She got a big-ass bazooka and a bunch of bombs. This dude got a Tesla coil lance. But this figure is, I think, the nicest paint job I've ever done. So this made me feel really inspired and confident. And then I didn't paint again for like another month and a half. So I gotta find that confidence all over again. However, Spriggan says, Zenithal Prime is your favorite of the original 13. Yeah, I was really a big fan of Zenithal Prime as well. I did not color her like Exate on purpose. This is kind of her color palette on the packaging art. I also just really like teal and pink and purple and blue and turquoise. I'm trying to stop painting everything in teal, blue, purple, and pink and turquoise because it's making all of my stuff look the same. Yeah, I'm just really happy with this one. Picky Peeves, any recommendations how to best get through Showa Tokusatsu? Coming down with an Ultraman addiction. While you love what you see in the 66 show, the formulaicness gets kind of boring. What I would recommend with older shows like that is, it's not like the most helpful thing, but it's helped me watch some of them. The older the show is, the worse it is for binge watching, I find. And I'm not saying like you literally are binge watching it, but like a lot of those shows were never even, they were never even conceived of being watched more than like one episode a week. And so whenever I watch older like Showa era Tokusatsu, I usually cap it around 3 or 4 episodes, because I find if I go any farther, I start to, like, my brain starts to get a bit flattened out. because they are running on a weekly formula, and this is before there was even the notion of watching that stuff again at home. So I'd recommend, like, add it to your queue of stuff to watch, but, like, just watch, like, an episode or so at a time, and then watch something else if you're just having, like, a sit-down-and-watch stuff evening or day. That's what I would recommend for something like 1966 Ultraman stuff, like... Because I watched about 20 episodes of it when those original DVDs came out, and I made it all the way through the first volume, if that was 20-some episodes, if I'm remembering correctly. And it took me a couple days, and at first I was binging it, and then I kind of hit a wall, and this was like back in like 2010 or something. But that TV, more so than any other, was really not made to be binged, and it kind of, I think that ends up hurting it a little bit if you start binging it, which is weird to say because I think that modern tokusatsu is way more bingeable, and in fact often better when binged not binged, but when watched a la carte after the fact. My example I always go to is like, you graduated high school in 2010? That's impossible. There's nobody that age. That's not possible. But like my example is Ghost. I still haven't finished Kamen Rider Ghost, but I watch like about 12 episodes or so at some point every year for the last few years, and I really like it. I really like Ghost. I haven't finished it. And people always tell me like, well, you're about to get to the part, and I'm like, I still had a good time with it. I still had a good time watching it, and part of that was I'm not like doing a week-to-week grind, and I'm not making myself watch the whole thing in a row. It's not the best Kamen Rider in the world, in my opinion, but, like, is neat. Is fine. I think I made a Vine about I Am Edison, because that made me laugh. That is how long ago I started watching Ghost, is when Vine still existed. But there's a lot of Kamen Rider, I think, that, like, not to say that the critiques are of no value, but like with weekly or monthly comic books, sometimes I find the critiques are answered by waiting till it's done, which is sometimes why I'm a little reticent to like get into week-to-week commentary episode by episode on series I'm enjoying, because I don't usually think about a show critically on the whole until I've finished with it. No spoilers, please, in the chat, because I want to be kind to everyone who's still watching. But, like, for instance, a lot of people really didn't like the last episode of 01. Not this weekend's, but the prior weekend's episode. And the reasoning is completely valid to me. But to be honest, I didn't mind that episode. I thought it was... I liked it, but I'm not going to, like, tell people I liked it in response to them not liking it. But, like... It's also... The aggro was very much in response to a kind of left-field twist. And to me, it's like, yes, that probably took you out of it. I totally see it. But, like, on a greater critical level, we don't actually know what that narrative decision means, because it happened last week, and there's a few more weeks of this show to come. So it may well go badly, but I feel weird having a hard set opinion on it when it's like in the midst of a serialized narrative. And I'm leaving out the part where, like, 01's, specific Kamen Rider 01's narrative may well have been affected enormously by the entire show adjusting for being produced during a pandemic. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I want to also immediately say, I'm not saying that you should watch a 50-episode TV series to have an opinion on it, because that's a colossal ask of anyone. But I think there is a way to crux one's critiques that are based on I couldn't hang for 50 episodes. And, like, that's fine. Because also, when someone says I dropped out after 10 episodes, I think, because I do it all the time, and I gotta stop. We gotta stop when your friend says, hey, I tried watching that show you really love, and I kind of dipped out at episode 8. And I'm always the one who goes like, oh, but if you just hang till episode 22, oh! Because I'm like, that's also a big ask. So I'll say, like, I get what you're saying. Like, tell me what's wrong. I get what you're saying. Often it's like, I think, hypothetically in this case, I think you're going to be cool with it by the time episode 22 comes by. But I get it if you don't want to sit there watching a show knowing that you have another 14 episodes to get through. I guess you could also, like, crux a lot of this specifically in, like, yo, Tokusatsu, let's all calm down. Because that's kind of my response to Tokusatsu discourse in general most of the time. Is like, yo, Tokusatsu, let's calm down a sec. Yeah, Zimman, like, I like watching week to week when I'm really into it, but like for instance, like, you know, when I was watching Gaim, or when I'm watching 01, I don't know if you catch on Twitter necessarily, but like on Twitter, if you go digging through tweets, actually don't do that. That's kind of, I'm asking you to do weird stuff now. But basically, my reactions to episodes week to week are usually like confined to a tweet most of the time, or maybe a couple image posts. But like yeah, I don't want to like really sit there like putting in critical thought when like within 6 days I will have more information. Because to me, that, in a way, turns my fandom into work, I guess. This is a conversation I was having earlier today, like, not on, like, a recorded thing, but, like, it skirts close to that line of the phrase that I really came to like, which I always get it kind of wrong, but it's sort of, the phrase is kind of like, your hobby should be part of you, and not the other way around. You should not be a part of the hobby should be part of you, which is, like... another way to put it is, like, don't let one interest define you. So when you have, like, the career X fan, with Tokusatsu, I think it's especially dangerous because there is perpetual weekly media coming out. I think that it is a recipe for inevitable burnout if you try to be present and have a thought-out and structured and lengthy opinion on every episode of even 1 or 2 shows that comes out every week, because that takes away the ability to just watch the show, and it turns it into a grind of sorts. You see it elsewhere. Like, I've done it. You know, everything I say is like also, I always say this, I can't follow my own advice, so I fail to follow my own advice all the time. But, like, you know, Transformers is another great example. I love Transformers. A lot of people love Transformers. And every now and then someone's like, man, like, Transformers just ain't doing it for me. Like, it's just, maybe I just don't like it anymore. And sometimes I kind of feel like, I don't think it's Transformers. I don't think it's you. But I think it's your constant proximity and exposure to Transformers and its fandom kind of unendingly. And I bet you if you take, like, even a couple days of just, like, looking at something else, like Power Rangers, or a card game, or a book, or solo board games, or literally anything, almost inevitably, by the time someone decides they want to go and look at Transformers again, be it 2 days, be it 2 years, usually they're pretty hype. And then if it's like 2 years, they're not only pretty hype, but then they're like, yo, I got like 2 years of toys I can go collect. Especially if you're not feeling what's out right now. I see it in the chat a lot. Like, please, I'm not like trying to be like the one truth speaker or anything. It's just like, it's ideas I like to put out there so people have a better time with their hobbies. Piggy Peeves says, it's also difficult for contemporary shows where you miss out on foreshadowing because it's all planned, so stuff is getting set up and takes a couple episodes to pay off. Yeah, like more so sometimes with comics, I find. I remember when the Ironhide miniseries was coming out at IDW, and there was a lot of heavy, kind of fiery talk about Alpha Trion's portrayal in it, but this was fiery talk happening on issue 2 of 4. And sometimes I was like, at a certain point, y'all, this is a 4-issue mini, so we know it ends in 2 months. And some of y'all's concerns are based on knowing the ending, so, like, why don't we just chill out now and wait to see what the next issue is? And then I felt kind of jerkish saying it, but then it's like, you know, if it's actually getting kind of unpleasant for you, like on a broader level, I just find it's very common to feel like you gotta keep sticking your nose into the water, you gotta keep sticking your foot in the pond, even if you're not enjoying it, because, well, I'm a fan of X, I have to participate. And it's like, you gotta be a fan of more than one thing, y'all, because you gotta be able to have something to go do when you need a break from the thing you love the most. And that's not easy. Like, sometimes things just bounce off you. Like, some folks have trouble getting into anything, and then they get into one thing, and it's hard to find anything else. Yeah, Blackhawk, like, anything serialized, comic books and manga is another big one, but, like, sometimes I'm like, I kind of prefer it when I just read it in blocks. I'll take it easy, April. Have a good night. Emmanuel, yeah, the hobby should be part of you and not the other way around. That is to say, it should always be that you are the greater entity made up of slices and pieces, and those are your hobbies, those are your interests, those are your personality aspects, that's who you are. And, like, it's real easy to become a super fan of one thing, and then you are part of that thing's slices and pieces in a way. Yeah, Vespringen, like, bouncing between Transformers and Gundam every few months. Like, yeah. And you know, I like Transformers a lot. One of the best things about it is if you don't look at Transformers for, like, a year, and then you come back, it's completely different in, like, multiple different vectors. So, like, Transformers is, like, part of loving Transformers is that it's the very thing that the franchise is, whether it intends to or not, is very welcoming to the notion of being into something else and like walking off and leaving the room for a bit and then coming back. Oh, here we go. I see it coming. It's almost like it transforms. Yeah, I know. I made that. Yeah. It's true, though. It's true. I stopped saying it as loud because I felt like I was coming off as patronizing when I would say that to people. Because I think I said it like 4 times in the space of half a year to different people, where I was like, the best things about Transformers, it is transformative. And I look at them like, I'm a genius. And then it's like they're just, oh, why? Everyone seems to be looking at something else. What's going? Yeah, Vespringen, you just got to it before I eventually. I would have, inevitably, I would have ended up saying it. Like, it would have happened. It would have happened. Yeah, Picky Peeves says, I remember talking to someone who bounced out of Transformers after Beast Wars and talking about IDW, comic books, and Cyberverse blew their mind. I've had that conversation so many times where someone's like, I haven't looked at Transformers for a while. What's going on? Someone who back in the mid-2010s, when I got to tell them about what IDW was up to, and they were like, excuse me? Or like, when I've explained Cyberverse to people who kind of didn't think a thing of it based on the trailer, and it's like, yo, what? And yeah, Sigma 7, that is absolutely true. Like, that is uniquely one of Transformers' biggest things, is it's never stopped. There is, ever since it started, there has never been a year that Transformers did not actively exist somewhere. Which I don't know how many things can lay claim to that, nor do I know that we should really be, like, proud of our intellectual property franchise. But it is a really cool thing about Transformers that makes it walk the edge of being a little bit more than an IP property franchise, an intellectual property franchise. Sorry, I missed a whole bunch of chat. I apologize. I missed the chat because I was gesturing, which means I had no hands to keep the chat visible on my phone. Yeah, Verspringen, saying, like, lukewarm on Power of the Primes and jumping in when Siege was going on. Like, yeah, like, with Transformers, there is no better advice for Transformers than, like, if you're not feeling it, if you're even remotely not feeling it, just step back for a little bit. Keep in touch with your friends. They'll tell you you'll see on their Twitter feeds or whatever, their social feeds, what's going on. Yeah, just, like, if you're not feeling it, just step back for a bit, because, like, there will always be something when you come back to it. Like, I just feel it's sort of proven now. That's the thing is, like, when we say the word franchise, like, I've said before why I kind of shy away from it, because I feel like it's a corporate word and not really, like, our word. But, like, a lot of other properties have trouble doing it because, I'm kind of repeating myself a bit, but, like, I've said this elsewhere. One of the great things about a Transformers fan is that you don't know how they got into it, because Transformers once upon a time, it was like, yeah, we all watched G1 and then blah. But that time has long since passed, and it's not just the passage of time, but G1 is not the only entrance medium for Transformers anymore. We had G1 bringing a whole ton of people, originally, other huge jump-on points I can think of. The 07 movie brought in an exponential number of people to the fandom. Prime brought in a notable... I refer to them as fandoms that join the fandom. Prime brought in a fandom. IDW Comics brought in a fandom. Animated, I think, probably brought in a fandom as well. Maybe like a sub-fandom of people who were like sick of the movies, but hey, there's this cartoon on, even. So there are so many jump-on points for the Transformers fandom that is made of all these micro-fandoms that, like, other intellectual property franchises inevitably have to defer to the original in order to get anyone's attention. While Transformers... I say this, like, obviously Transformers still defers to the original a lot, but Transformers does not ever have to rely on the original, nor does it rely on the elders of the fandom all having been into the original. So, it's just for a fan, as a fandom, it still has toxicity, obviously, but, like, Transformers is able to be this because there were just so many jumping on points where people who cared more about a show or a book or a movie joined up and then got to find out about the rest at their own pace. And for that reason, that's why I say, like, people who try to gatekeep Transformers are literal fools. Gatekeeping folks are, kind of blanket statement, kind of foolish. Transformers gatekeepers are the biggest fools on the planet as far as fandom gatekeeping goes. Like, there are bigger fools, obviously, but, like, they are fools because, like, there is no gate to keep in Transformers. There is none. Like, all those different single show, single media fandoms that joined ours were individually diverse in their own ways as well. So there is no, like, friggin' comics gatey, diversity grumpin' garbage that can even remotely take hook with Transformers due to the sheer mathematics, let alone the abhorrence of such a concept in the first place. And I always have to say, like, whenever I start going off about this, like, there are absolutely like hard toxics in the fandom, and if you go digging, you can find the hardest toxics in the fandom, and they will be everywhere. But, like, a lot of other fandoms I find have to become defined by their hard toxics, whereas ours, there is a greater ability, not a hard set ability, but there is a greater ability to put the toxics over in a corner and build a wall in front of them and ignore them. That's why it really shows when, as you mentioned, like, when the Windblade model kit thing happened, it was very telling that was not Transformers fans who escalated that. That was a monetized hate platform looking for content for that weekend who escalated that, did a whole lot of damage, caused a lot of pain, and then moved on. And that's that same hate platform did the same to She-Ra. It's done the same to board games now. And it is unfortunately a risk of the current state of our online community. But at least it doesn't exist as something that was here in the first place. It was a floating plague that sundered a patch of land, and thankfully we've been able to pave over a bunch of it for the most part, but a lot of damage was done. Irreparable damage. And so, to come up with the converse situation with, for instance, She-Ra, when that same hate platform wants to have a go at She-Ra and tells the absolute lie, oh, I've always been a fan of She-Ra and I can't believe blah 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 they're doing. There is no, like, layered She-Ra or even He-Man fandom, really, to have any kind of inoculation against that kind of plague taking root in the soil. Because you with She-Ra, you kind of only have that original one, and then a few, like, very niche medias elsewhere. Another example, which is kind of a cuss word to say when talking about this stuff, so please don't start anything. I'm not trying to start anything. It's just an easy example. Is Star Wars. You have YouTube channels that are like, the YouTube channel exists because it delivers weekly content about being mad about Star Wars. And like, that's a great definition of unhealthiness when it comes to one's hobby, because like now you have a media that you make that is defined by being mad about the media that you like, and only the one media. So what happens if there's no more Star Wars news to talk about? What do you become? You start having to backdig for like for stuff to get mad about. And at the end of the day, it is all in the context of one IP franchise. Like Star Wars and MCU, as two things I have and still find enjoyment in my own places and in my own ways, are also, unfortunately, two really good examples of how you can look in through their window and see folks who have become defined by the one hobby that they have, or the one thing they're a fan of. And I think it's dangerous, because it's easy to not notice that it's happening to yourself. And I want to say, because it came up, like, to me, actually, a healthy way to, like, a Bionicle podcast still going on is inherently a beautiful thing. Podcasts for media that's over, I love that, because a lot of that stuff is born out of love, you know? So it's like, if it's born of love, even if you're angry at media, if it's born out of a love of the media, then it's valid. It's when it becomes your definition, I guess. I'm getting kind of metaphorical and hand-wavy, very, very clearly hand-wavy. But like, if your personal definition is not only one media, but how much you don't like it, then something has gone wrong, kind of full stop, like not an opinion. Something has gone wrong and should be assessed for your own mental health. I admit I haven't listened to a Bionicle podcast. I'm just making assumptions here. Also, update, Snapdragon has a waist swivel, so now I'm hype. I want Snapdragon. Anyway, thank you for indulging me, like, pulpiting about this stuff. It's always on my mind, in peaks and valleys. And it's easy to come off, like, saying that, hey, this podcaster channel that you like is part of the problem. And, like, hey, maybe it is, but if you're getting something positive out of it, at least, as long as it's not, like, friggin' a monetized hate platform, then I'm kind of drawing a line. But, like, if you're getting some out of it, then, like, as long as it's positive, you know, like, when it becomes stressful to think about your own hobby that you like, or your own fandom for a media, then something has begun to go wrong, in my opinion. Even if that something is the kind of painful decision that it could be, to be like, I think I need to just step away from it for a little bit, and that can friggin' suck. Especially if you have ended up kind of having your fandom for that media define you to a certain degree. It can be really hard to step away from it. It's not literally like cold turkey from drugs, but like, I do feel there is a bit of an analogy to be drawn in there, as far as it being difficult once, like, the cement has dried enough. Which leads to my more, like, hand-wavy statement I tend to say of, like, hey, it's all just have fun and be chill. But, you know, it comes from a more, it comes from a basis of pulpitting for, like, 20 minutes on a YouTube live stream. I never even sleeved any of those bird cards. What am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah, Picky Peeves, it was brutal to look at from the outside in. Like, I'm you know, I hate even saying it this way. I'm not lucky. It's like, I'm lucky that, like, for me, Star Wars movies have always inherently been kind of like goofy Christmas fun. So I had trouble ascribing a level of severity to them. Like, I always prefer Star Wars as episodic. I mean, like, TV episodic. But, like, yeah, it was rough to watch that. I think a lot of it's ebbed back now, thank goodness. But, like, it sucked because then you know, you have friends who really like Star Wars and you see them hurting from Star Wars, and it's like, it is brutal to watch you in pain because of you just want to engage with the thing that you have loved and engaged with for decades. So it's like, maybe just, I don't know, if you can, take a half step back and don't think about it so hard or so serious, but like, you can't really say that to someone who spent, like, you know, sometimes 20 years with Star Wars being like 40% of their pie chart. You can't really go like, oh, just turn Star Wars off for a bit. Like, that's a hard thing to tell someone. Well, it's an easy thing to tell someone. It's a hard thing to tell someone to actually do. Oh, I need some more of this water. I've been getting AC'd in the face for a lot of this. Yeah, I'm really, really bummed out to say that I had to not even buy, like, with new IDW, I think Hoopla was talking about it on Twitter, but I was like, yeah, I don't even look, because, like, it's not even an invalid criticism, but, like, new IDW, it was like you had to go in there with a miner's pick to find anything that wasn't, this is too slow, and, like, yes, it was slow, but, like, there's so much else to talk about, too. And if it's slow, could we talk about some of the other stuff? Granted, I also like new IDW, especially right now, so I mean, I have my biases. If you have not checked in on new IDW and you like Transformers and comics and stuff, I do think it's worth checking out the new one. They have some really good groundwork getting laid. Galaxies has been a great ancillary title. Like the Devastator Galaxies, the Devastator Galaxies with secret main characters, the Insecticons, was lovely, and that Cliffjumper Galaxies, the circumstances of Cliffjumper's birth are the exact story I wanted them to tell sooner than later. As soon as we learned like what Transformers' birth is in new IDW. Like, I won't say anything else. I won't say anything else. But yeah, what I will say that I alluded to, new IDW. Part of the reason why a critique of it is that it's slow, is that it started on a note of, what if we just start with the world building? You're all coming off of the Unicron. I think it was actually not a bad decision, really. Everyone's coming off of the end of the previous continuity, coming off of Unicron, coming off of all of that. So new IDW begins with several issues of kind of just slow world building that I think is paying off. And admittedly, like, it's world building akin to the world building in Till All Are One, which is some of my favorite stuff in old IDW. So, like, doing a bunch of the thing I like is a great way to bribe me to like your comic book. Yeah, the art is a bit inconsistent early on. When they were releasing an issue every 2 weeks, I think that had a bit of a negative effect. Eric! Yeah, I finished opening the cards like an hour ago. Oh, Eric, I want to show off, though. I want to show off my value. I got value in this one. Let me get my value up. Alright, so first off, Eric, I got it from Three Kingdoms. They got me all the promos. So I'm set. I'm promoed. Alright, that's the first thing. Second win. I didn't walk to Three Kingdoms. I got it in the mail. I paid the shipping. It's too far. I don't want to get on the subway right now. The hugs over masks, people might crowd the car I'm in, and I don't want to think about how that goes, so I just don't even want to introduce the risk. So, first box. Only Sky Shadow part I got was the tank. In this box, I got all the rest. So I'm all set for Sky Shadow. Alright? That's not all. That's not all. I got two other rares I didn't have yet. So that's nice. That's nice. Also, you know those 2 money cards? I got 4 copies of them in the box. Eric, I spent a lot of this box opening complaining about getting dupe uncommons, by the way. So like, I'm gonna get, like hit in the face by a flying pigeon or something the moment I step outside. My hubris is built big and throbbing. Oh, and also my super rare was the one I really wanted, Night Racer. So, like, this was a good box. This is a good box. So now I'm sleeving bird cards. The Mute Swan. Oh, did I miss someone taking off? See you later, Cygnus! Have good food. Oh yeah, Ronnie Lane, I think it really sucks that all the other Hasbro stuff being a casualty of the Transformers was a bummer, and, like, at least it was predictable. At that point, it was kind of on the wall that, like, all the other Hasbro properties, it turns out, when they did the Hasbroverse, the Hasbro properties were added to Transformers, like in a very, that's a very specific wording I use. They were added to Transformers. And it was a lot of fun stuff, but, like, if you were really into those properties, then, like, yeah, they all became accessory to the big one that then ended. And I think that some stuff was really lost in there. Yeah, RG1 Studios, you know how it is. We gotta complain about the dupes, so the dupes will just keep duping on us. Didn't ROM get another series afterwards? Did it already end? I didn't keep up with it afterwards. I could have sworn they did a new ROM, but I might just be assuming they did. Yeah, that My Little Pony Transformers crossover series, it sounds like it got delayed by COVID complications. I'm looking forward to that, because, like, every time IDW does a Transformers cross something right now, it's, like, good. So, I'm waiting. Oh, okay, so there is a ROM miniseries, it's just the 3rd issue isn't even out. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even gonna go look in the news thread about MLP Transformers. I don't need to. I can already guess. But every Transformers crossover book so far I've really enjoyed. The Star Trek one should not have been great, and it was great because it was specifically the 80s Transformers crossing over with Star Trek TOS, the animated series, with the 2 alien bridge crew members. It was, like, very specifically the right tone. Oh yeah, Transformers Terminator made great decisions issue 1, where I was like, all right, you got me. The Transformers Ghostbusters crossover was fantastic, and in canon with IDW Ghostbusters, like all their crossovers are, because that book is nonsense and great. Mars Attacks Transformers was amazing. Like, I have high hopes for the Back to the Future crossover comic book. If they do a Top Gun crossover book, I'll read it, but I don't care about Top Gun, so I'm not sure if I'll actually really understand the point they're trying to make. Transformers Sonic, like, Transformers crossover with anyone, I'd read it, because the crossover hook with Transformers is immediate. Character from a thing you like, turns out this car they've been driving is a robot. You have a story immediately. There you go. Oh no, Graham, like, nobody seemed, like, I think the only people who like Maverick, a Top Gun Transformer, it's like me and Wasp Shot. I think that's it. Which I'm down with, you know? It'll be easy to get him. I also don't want to pay full for him, like, I want to get him on sale, but... Oh, the movie. Oh, do airplane people like Top Gun? For some reason, I just assume Top Gun doesn't have a lot to do with airplanes. It's more like they're a prop. But I don't want to watch Top Gun. I say it in the podcast, and I think I'm going to leave it in, but, like, I was kind of mean in the podcast. I was like, I don't watch Top Gun because I don't like Tom Cruise, and it's not, like, anything specific. I can start naming specific things, but I just don't really like Tom Cruise. When I finally saw Tropic Thunder a few years ago, and I was like, oh, it's all right. Like, I missed out on this, I guess. It's all right. And then I found out Tom Cruise is. I was like, wait a second, who is that? And I went in Wikipedia, and I was like, God damn it. Also, yeah, be mean, who cares? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's also be mean, don't be mean, but, like wantonly. But when being mean is like, I'm going to be mean to Tom Cruise, it's like, I'm sure he'll be fine. Like, I probably shouldn't really wring my hands, but like, oh, am I being a bit too harsh on Mr. Tom Cruise? Yeah, picky views. Like sometimes there are just actors that just hard bounce off someone. Like I don't want to watch Last Samurai either because Tom Cruise. I don't want to watch the one. I got tempted to watch the one where Tom Cruise dies a lot. That's the closest I got, but then there was too much Tom Cruise, so I gave up. I do kind of echo, like, Haley Steinfeld. That sounded like Seinfeld, didn't it? It wasn't. I said tuh. Haley Steinfeld, from what I've seen of her in media interviews, the Haley Steinfeld in Bumblebee doesn't... I have trouble connecting her with, in real life, Haley Steinfeld. Like, she doesn't really... There's not much of her in the Bumblebee movie. I don't know if I mean, obviously it's not even you, it's your friend. I'm like third handing this to you, but like if you ever want to have an extra sell, you know, for that movie, it's hard to see Haley Steinfeld in Bumblebee. At least like as far as like pop star Haley Steinfeld, like I didn't even know she did a song in the movie. She's also a really good actor. I mean, obviously. I'm gonna talk up Haley Steinfeld in the Bumblebee movie because I think that she's good in the movie. Okay, yeah, picky peas. Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes it just doesn't take. Sometimes there is just a blanket thing. Like, it's like, yeah, that person rubs me the wrong way. I don't want to watch it. And it's like, the worst thing you could do is, like, chain them to a chair and make them watch Bumblebee because then they're going to just sit there going, like, well, now I'm also chained to a chair. And, like, and I'm watching a movie I don't want to watch. Like, it's not going to end well. It's like if I do watch Edge of Tomorrow. I heard Edge of Tomorrow is good. It's just like I may watch this someday, but like the worst thing you could do is super glue me to a chair and then go like, no, but you're gonna watch Edge of Tomorrow because then A, I'm gonna be like, well, I don't want to watch Edge of Tomorrow, and then B, I'm gonna be like, you super glued me to a chair, you human buttock. Why did you do that? In fact, to be honest, I'll probably be more focused on the being superglued to a chair than the movie. So yeah, also another reason not to fasten people to furniture to make them watch a movie. They're not even going to be paying attention to the movie. They're going to be paying attention to like being fastened to the furniture. Look, I speak from experience. All right, like they're gonna complain. They're gonna be like, the duct tape is chafing. The chains are itchy. You know, the hooks in my eyelids are uncomfortable. And I'm like, well, you should be carrying eye drops with you anyway as part of your health. So you know, people are difficult. That was a bit. I was doing. Okay, just throwing it out there. That was a bit. I mean, I've resisted watching just clips of Edge of Tomorrow to watch Tom Cruise die a lot. Because I think that's kind of weird, admittedly. But I also didn't want to. Oh, this is nuts. I thought this was on screen the whole time. I've been sleeving the bird cards. Like, I'm all down with comedic violence, on a very base level. I admit it's one of my little vices. I like cartoonish violence when I know nobody's actually being hurt. That's why I really, really like the current Hitman games. Because it's like you're walking around as this stoic, bald, barcode-necked assassin with a grim voice. And then you're like, point blank, hurling a fire extinguisher at the back of someone's head who's right in front of you, and there's just this enormous, deafening, like, pong noise. And then they ragdoll flip out. Oh, man, Hitman's good. Hitman's really good. Hitman, I think, is peak comedic violence, quietly and underratedly. It's some of the best slapstick in video games history. I don't think I've seen Ready or Not. I saw Knives Out in theaters. I was happy about that. That was one of those ones that I really enjoyed. I am not trying to resurrect the topic. It's a Knives Out anecdote. Knives Out, I really liked, in part because a couple weeks later, when I went to see Star Wars 9 with my brother and my sister-in-law, they came out of it and they wanted to go and have, you know, a meal afterwards. Like, all right, and I was like, I really don't want to talk about that movie a whole lot. And so I was able to spin the conversation into one about Knives Out about like 10 minutes in, and we were just all getting hype about Knives Out, and I was like, thank you, Knives Out, for existing. So I could not have to try to find lots to say about Star Wars 9.
Friggin' Sheik Zanzibar.
Yeah, and also just that you can walk around just like clobbering people with a can of spaghetti over and over again. Or that one of the best ways to deal with a room full of guards is you throw coins everywhere so they're all looking in the other directions, and you just quickly walk up behind each one and pamp them over the head with a can of spaghetti. And you just drag all their bodies into a big pile, and you hope no one ever comes into that room again. And if you don't care about Silent Assassin, if someone else comes into the room, you're like, what the? You just run up and pank him over the head with another can of spaghetti. Like, no witnesses! Oh yeah, the ejector seat from the mission in 1, that was also good. Yeah, I'm not even talking about the structured assassinations either. It's or the fact, like, you can, if as long as it's a non-lethal thrown weapon, if you knock someone out, you can endlessly hurl a lead pipe at their head from point, like, double overhand hurl at full strength, a lead pipe at their head over and over again, and it will only it doesn't even do anything, because they're stunned, and it will just leave them stunned still. So if someone's asleep in a chair, right, and you hurl a thing at their head, this like ponk, all of their gear flies out of their body and they flop in the chair. Sometimes they're still upright in the chair. So you can just start throwing object after object at their head until they eventually ragdoll out of the chair. And it's so funny. I think I had a little hiccup there on the phone stream as well. And I'm hungry, so I think I'm gonna call the stream here at a nice chaste 218 minutes. Jesus, and I'll be around. But yeah, thank you for joining me, everyone, for that fun. I think we maintained around 40 to 50 folks the whole way through, so that's cool. Sorry to everyone who's just popping back in. To hear me ending the stream. But all those usual disclaimers. Take care of yourselves. Wear a mask. Wash your hands with soap. Wash your mask too if you're using a cloth mask. And don't take risks if you can avoid it, and if you have to, then, like, thank you for doing whatever you gotta do, or, you know, taking care of yourself, if that's how you gotta take care of yourself. But stay safe out there. I'll say it as I always say it every 2 to 3 months. I'm gonna try to stream more. I genuinely do want to, and then just, like, time passes. But, you know, I'm always loitering Twitter. And yeah, I want to do some more Hitman streaming. There's a lot of Hitman I actually haven't played. And whenever I can get this disaster I live in a little bit cleaner, I want to do some board game solo streaming without Tabletop Simulator. And hit some of that up, because I want to try streaming that stuff. That seems fun. But might do another one on Tabletop as well, playing through a solo game. If I do stream video games, what I'm going to try to do is stream them on Twitch, and then put the archives up over here. Because I would like to exist on Twitch, and that seems like a thing to do over there. So I'm gonna try to do due diligence to make sure that a VOD archive comes up on here as video games. But I would like to exist on Twitch as well. I've actually, not to keep dragging this on, I did my one stream on Twitch so far, and I really liked the clipping system as far as letting me, like, micromanage multiple clips from one VOD, because someone told me that the VODs run out after a couple weeks, but clips are permanent, and then I saw the clip could just be the whole VOD. So I made, like, a clip of a funny moment, clip of a funny moment, clip of the gameplay, just the gameplay, and then a clip of the entire stream. And I was like, hey, I feel organized. Anyway, yeah, I'll stop dragging stuff on here. Take it easy, y'all. Stay hydrated and stay healthy as you can, and stay safe. Take it easy. Pushing stop, and we'll see when it stops.